All right. Hello, everybody. We're doing a fairly off the cuff live stream tonight on a Sunday on Labor Day Eve. We're going to leave that off because I have sunscreen on my face. But welcome, everybody, if anyone's out there checking it out. Got two viewers. Go ahead and close some tabs. Yeah, that's right. Anyways, yeah, welcome. There's Last Dance. Cool, dude. I got one viewer. Thought I would jump on tonight if I could wrangle in you and our buddy Aphidlip. And we could discuss what we may have missed last night. Might be interesting to go over some things that I think we're all eager to cover, which I don't know. We'll see, right? Boy, that is out of tune. English Bottle Cap, what's up, dude? Cool, man. Yeah, we're just doing an impromptu thing here. I'm going to go ahead and see if anybody else is around. Unfortunately, possibly not. But that's fine. Let's go ahead and invite some people on here, right? Why not? Last Dance, welcome. How you doing, man?
All right.
Right on. Hot as hell over here right now. How is it down where you are?
Not too bad. It was maybe 85, 86, not too humid, so it was actually kind of pleasant with a breeze.
Yeah, it was 80 here, and it's still 80 in the house, and that's a tough temperature.
Yeah, you're probably used to different weather.
Totally. I mean, we don't run the AC now. We're trying to like cut back on the electric bill, and definitely notice it for sure on these days. But beautiful day up here, man, for sure. Nice and warm.
You,
Did you get out today?
I did get out. Got out, did a walk, 4.5 miles.
Nice. Oh,
You know-
in a wooded area? Did you see any good wildlife?
No, this was just a paved trail. Basically a road in the park. It's asphalt paved walkway and bicycle way.
How long does 4.5 miles take you? I'm gonna guess 2 hours.
Good question. Let me see. I don't
Uh,
think it takes that long. I use an app, map my walk. Takes me an hour and 16 minutes.
Not bad. You're moving at a good clip.
Yep. As I've lost weight, I can move more quickly with less stress.
For sure, man. For sure. Yeah, we walked back and forth to the beach today 3 times, a total of 6 times, 3 different trips. So that's
Man,
just how it goes when you have a kid. You got to accommodate. And
Yep,
kids can fucking walk forever.
I
It's
know.
crazy.
I know.
Like, hey, we got to head back to the house. Boom, back. Popsicle, she's good. Boom, back to the beach. Like it's crazy. It's awesome though.
One time when I was like 15 years old, I got in a fight with my dad. And, I was so pissed. So I walked out of the house. It was a snowy day, really heavy snow. And I just kept walking, and I walked and I walked and I walked and I walked probably 10 miles and, one way. And then I had to walk 10 miles back. But it really felt like nothing. Now today, that would be close to my limit. I'd be in pain.
Yeah, exactly. I walked the marathon. It was the Dana-Farber breast cancer walk. I don't know. I was in my mid-20s. Did it with my dad, who at the time was running the marathon. And he said it was harder to walk it because you didn't train for it. You just expected to be able to do it. And we were all like so stiff we could barely stand up after. It was insane. 26 miles. I imagine being on pavement must be a little rough too on the joints.
Oh yeah.
We had walking shoes, but it was, I mean, I probably had whatever, fucking Chuck Taylors or something on. What do
I
you
remember Chuck Taylors.
What do you wear? Like Rockport walkers? Like, what is a walking shoe? I don't even know.
I wear something from Skechers. It's got nice padding.
Right.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that can be good and bad. I've heard like too much padding can cause issues as well. Like
Yeah.
there's this other type or sneaker that's almost like it fits the contour of your foot. Like it's very thin on the sole.
Yeah, those I need more padding. I got
Right.
you don't want to know this, but I have a corn on one of my feet that
Mhm.
it's actually a bit painful, and
Mhm.
more padding makes all the difference.
Sure. Yeah, I imagine if you have like any lacking of cartilage or whatever in the knees, if it's a little padding to lessen the shock as it travels up through, the lower leg, probably
Yeah.
helps too,
Yeah.
Who knows, man? Hey, look, it's Taco. Yeah, we're just trying to continue from last night, man. Jump on if you want. It's a holiday for us working guys tomorrow, so
That's right.
kind of wanted to just see if we couldn't get something going here, But as I always say, it's only as good as the people who join in. So get your ass on here.
Don't leave it up to me. It'll be boring.
I don't have much. I mean, I've
Hey,
got a
did
little.
you see that link I put on Discord about the relative humidity in an airplane?
I did, but I didn't click on it yet. What is that about? It's caused by other people, right? Is that what it was?
It's all the humidity in most airplanes is there only because of people sweating.
No kidding.
Right.
Otherwise, it would be literally zero.
Pretty much, yeah. So in the cockpit where there's only two people, the relative humidity can drop below 5%. And it says in business class, it might be 7%, and in economy class, it might be 12%.
Um, I mean, they say healthy air is around 40%.
Right. So some of the newer airplanes, like the 787, they have humidifiers that
Mhm.
increase the humidity. So those are more comfortable planes. But yeah, if you're on an airplane for hours, you're going to be getting dehydrated quickly.
That makes sense, man. That's totally what I have experienced for sure. And we're, going to be flying more these days. So I've got some credits for 3 flights from back like in 2020. They extended them. They're running out this month. So we're just going to book a week flight somewhere next year because we're going to lose the credits anyways. And we're going to hopefully work it out. So like, we don't, it's kind of like, let's just book it because we're going to lose them. And then we'll fucking figure out lodging at a later date, in the car or whatever. But
Forfeited a lot of miles. Hey, Smoke Steve wife. I forfeited a lot of miles on United because that was when Judy was sick and there was no way to travel and
right.
there was nothing I could do. But American kept them, so I was able to use my American miles finally this year. Visit my sister. Some of
Right.
them. I still have a whole bunch left.
You would
Or-
think they would have some kind of a sympathy clause in there that would be like, okay, we understand this is a heartache exception
Yeah,
for you, but those motherfuckers don't care. They just want you to pay.
right.
And apparently the profit margins in the airline can be pretty high or somewhat fickle depending on the time of year, that you're
Right.
talking about. So
And the routes too. If
it's
it's
got
a
to be a
route,
hard thing to plan.
yeah,
They probably only want to do like Chicago, LAX, Dallas, whatever, like the huge dollar ones,
Yep.
NYC. But those in between airports that make flights so much more convenient most of the time, like if you're going to, like, Fort Myers, I believe, has an airport, but it's hard to get a direct flight there from a lot of places. But smaller cities like that, when you can get them, it's epic. There we go.
I mean, the closest airport to me is BWI, is Baltimore's airport, and it's a small airport, and it just doesn't get that many flights. So it's the flights that do go places they can be more expensive. And
Yeah. And I agree. I think she's right. We just go there. I was thinking I want to try Pensacola someday, but that's kind of remote up there, the Panhandle. So yeah, we'll just Fort Myers, go for it. Fuck it. It's freaking airlines, such a racket. Do you have an interest in planes? You do seem to have a good bit of knowledge about them.
yeah, I'm kind of an aviation buff, but
Mm.
certainly not. I'm not a pilot, and
Right.
I'm not an expert. I just always had an interest in them. I like to, like a little kid, I like to go to the airport park and watch the planes land for hours.
Or an air show. I mean, the first one of those for you must have been mind blowing because it was for me.
Yeah, I saw, but my first one was in Chicago at the lakefront.
Oh, cool. Yeah, mine was at an Air Force base now that's turned into like luxury apartments. It was in South Weymouth, Massachusetts. I can't remember the name of it, but they did that thing where they had a big goofy plane flying across one end of the airfield, and then everyone's looking that way, and the supersonic jet comes through and blows everybody's ears out. Like that totally blew my mind. I couldn't believe there's a person or two people sitting in that thing going like that fast. It just blew my mind, man. It was such a cool experience.
There was some flyby in the DC area, or was it Baltimore? Anyway, the main tranche of planes flew basically right over my house, and it was just awesome. It was
That's
a
cool.
B-52 and
Mhm.
a B-1 bomber and several other planes. It was just right over my head. It was amazing.
The B-1 is a freakish. The stealth one,
No, that's the B-2.
the B-2, that is a freakish thing. It's ugly. It's like that French term for beautiful ugly. I don't know how to explain it. It's so unusual. I can't take my eyes off it whenever you see one of those things fly over. It's literally just flying wing.
It is quite a bizarre looking airplane.
Mm. Completely invisible on radar? Do you know?
Well, you know,
Mostly.
but apparently you can adjust your radars to detect it. I guess I don't really know. It has a very low radar cross section.
Yeah, that thing is badass. We know so little about it, but I know that it did in a lot of the recent wars, conflicts. They were using them for some serious like precision bomb strikes, laser guided. I guess that means a special forces guy on the ground or some. Maybe.
I don't think the B-2 had a laser guidance system. I think that the last one that had that was the F-117, which is one reason why they probably kept them around. Although they might have retrofitted one to a B-2 because they really do need, for really precision hits, they need laser guidance. GPS is not accurate enough.
Was the 117 the Joint Strike Fighter?
No, that's the F-35. The F-117 was the very first stealth fighter.
Oh, I see. The goofy one with like the angular cockpit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember that. Flat wings came out, sort of.
Right.
Yep. That was. I want to say that was. Its shining moment was Desert Storm.
Yep. That
was where it became sort of legendary. But the bomber is still going strong since then. But that stealth fighter is out, right? That's not being used anymore.
It's kept mothballed for reasons that aren't clear, and I think it might be because it has laser. It can be use laser range finding and laser guidance for its bombs, but I don't really know. The reasons are classified, and they're not. You hear rumors or theories, but I don't really know.
Well, what about the tank killer there? What was that thing called?
The A-10?
A-10 Warthog. Yeah, that bad boy. So they decommissioned or whatever it's called, that thing, right? But it seemed to have a definite purpose to me. I don't know if they decommissioned it. I know they talked about decommissioning it, but there's nothing like it to replace it. It was designed to take lots of punishment and still keep flying. Yeah, and it had a 20-foot Gatling gun or something.
And it had some big cannons on it too.
That could fire depleted uranium that would go through literally pretty much anything. I mean, so here's a question. I think she's talking about the Concorde.
Yeah, the Concorde. It was not economically viable, especially after the crash in Paris, was it?
The one that they got on film as it was taking off.
Yeah, the one they got on film, yeah.
Yeah, but that one, I thought that it ran over a piece of debris that came off of a different airplane.
Came off of a Continental. It was a real clusterfuck. It was a piece of metal that was on a Continental. I don't know if it was a DC-10, but it was an improperly... that piece that was on the Continental plane should not have been there, so it wasn't properly matched.
Right.
And it fell off, and then the Concorde ran it over, and the tires, the Concorde takes off at a very high speed, and it's got massive tires, and when the tire ran it over, it kind of disintegrated and flung, very heavy rubber, punctured holes in the fuel tank.
Interesting. I thought that it actually fired the piece of sheet metal up into the fuel tank like a projectile.
No.
Shredded the tire itself.
I mean, when tires are spinning so fast, and the rubber on those tires are very dense, so it's coming off like like a bullet, basically, and it punctured all the fuel tank in several places, and that was it.
Interesting, man. Yeah, and that's what doomed the flight. It crashed into a stand of trees right after the airport, I guess.
Yep.
No chance for anyone on board. Huge fireball, complete and total, utter incineration, destruction.
Yep.
Yeesh. All on a piece of fucking metal. That's terrible. Let me grab a beer, and I have a few other good aviation things if you're up for it.
Sure.
All right, cool. All right, I'll just say first, if anyone's going to fly in the next 2 weeks, don't listen to the next few minutes of this conversation. Now, there was an island, I can't remember where, was it Tenerife or whatever? There was like
Yep.
a collision of two, was it 747s? One taking off, clipped the top of the other one.
2 747s.
Fucking crazy. And
Was,
it's like 500 people killed.
Yep. Over 500 people died.
Jesus. What happened there?
Well, there were 2 planes. It was the runway was shrouded in fog, so nobody could see anything, including the
tower.
The tower.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
The community. This is one of the issues with aviation is they communicate using basically analog radios all on the same channel. So when 2 people try to talk at once, nobody gets heard. And sometimes you don't even realize that nobody heard you. So this was all part of it. And I believe it was both planes. Yeah, 2 planes were taking off. One was, one, I think one just landed. But anyway, one was lined up to take off. And the one that landed was had missed its turn because they really couldn't, they couldn't see any of the markings, so they just tried to count, and they weren't sure if it was the 3rd turn or the 4th turn, so they missed their turn. And for some reason, the KLM pilot thought he just started taking off without clearance.
Right.
And
so essentially, one plane went perpendicular to the other one into the takeoff runway.
The 747 reached its turn, and it was on getting ready to turn off when the KLM plane just T-boned it at full speed.
Jesus.
And the KLM plane was actually able to lift off a little, so when it slammed back down, it just exploded, and everybody on the KLM plane died.
Man. Essentially, I would imagine if you have the acreage, you would never have 2 runways running like that. You would always try to keep them running perpendicular, and the ones closer to the terminals you would think would be takeoff, and the ones further away would be landing. So but I mean, obviously they had restrictions there, and a 747, I imagine that was a tough takeoff or landing on that island. I mean, it can't have been great, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I recall how long the runways were, but it was long enough. I mean, there might not have been a lot of extra room.
Right. And the one in Martinique, is that the one that they take off right in front of a beach and people get blasted into the Caribbean Sea?
Is it that or St. Thomas? I don't know. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've actually banned that. Some woman almost got killed. I remember seeing a video of it. She's standing back there and she gets the plane, fires up its engines, and she starts falling over backwards. But instead of just falling down, she keeps trying to keep her feet in front of her,
right,
which causes her to accelerate further. And finally, she loses her balance right when she gets to the curb on the other side,
Jesus.
and her head smashes into the curb. She lived, but she was pretty seriously injured.
Yeah, I'm all set with that. I mean, calculated risks, right?
Yeah.
That one seems too wild. What if something happens? Something fires out of the engine. Who knows?
Right,
It's
right.
got to be 200 mile an hour at least
Yep.
behind the plane. When you're right up to the thing, it's God Almighty. It's got to be 300 miles an hour coming
Yep.
through those. Yeah, it's a pretty unusual concept, but you know,
There was another crash today in the Baltic Sea.
what was that about?
It looks like it was a depressurization accident. You know, if you remember, I don't know if you remember the Payne Stewart crash.
Of course, yeah, pain,
The the plane
rapid,
yeah,
decompression.
decompressed, and it was just too high an altitude, so the pilot, everybody lost consciousness. This appears to be the same type of deal. Where it overflew its destination, and then it flew into the Baltic Sea. It ran out of gas, and it
Right.
spiraled in. So,
Yeah, I
I think-
remember the
yeah.
Payne Stewart one. They actually got fighter jets up adjacent to it.
Yep.
And they were the pilot could see everyone was out. You know,
Yeah.
luggage slumped over, whatever. So I guess what autopilot takes over, or it just keeps flying in a straight line as long
It's
as
a-
you don't touch the stick.
No, they already have the autopilot on.
Right.
So
okay.
it just keeps, it's usually set to altitude and heading hold.
Yeah.
So the autopilot will maintain the heading and altitude for as long as it can until it runs out of gas, and then the autopilot will disconnect because it can't maintain the altitude, and the plane will then spiral in.
So the autopilot won't make some kind of vain attempt at some kind of a half-assed landing,
No, that would be a nice thing, though.
right? Even if it was just whatever.
The smarts are probably there right now, but it takes a while for technology. They don't use state-of-the-art technology in planes. They use proven technology that they have confidence in. So
Yeah, and if the thing landed on a crowded freeway that was in like rush hour and killed the
yeah,
50
Well,
people, that would be some liability. So
I mean, you could find the airport, no problem.
that's another thing.
Planes do have this auto land capability for depending on the airport, but
What's up, killer?
you
What's
know,
up, brother?
hey, make Aphid look great.
Here we go.
Hey, it works.
YMCA. Isn't that what Trump used to come out to sometimes?
Oh yeah, he did.
Fucking weirdest song ever for him to come out to. I mean, who picked that?
He really got
Yeah.
some moves.
Yeah.
I mean, and some of his older supporters are there, like doing the seal clap. YMCA, yeah.
How's it going, Aphid Lip?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
All right.
Hope you are well, Mr. Kelsey One, not smoke ho. You well? I'm going with
I'm not sure that's
Smoke. Hope you are well.
that could be seen as an insult by someone.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because I don't think he's had that many brewskis yet. How's it
Hey,
going?
Carol
everyone?
Collins. All right.
Carol's back. She's on. She's in.
Man, you gotta. It's like a Saturday night in here. It feels like a
is.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta make some content. I gotta do something. I mean, this background is terrible. I need some advice, but let's just work on this stream for now. But I gotta do something. I have to fucking right? I mean, look
I
at
mean,
you.
that's
eh?
part of your. That's part of your charm. is-
I know, but your shit is fucking banging, dude.
Well, I don't know. I kind of like the Elmo there. That's one of my.
All right, we got Elmo. Elmo can definitely stay. I guess it's the clutter, the
I mean-
tools.
Yeah,
fishing
Yeah, that's a.
Biscuits
There's
there.
biscuit.
You have a purpose of that storage back there. I mean, that's stuff that you use, right?
Right. It's true. It's legitimate. That's the background. It's totally utilitarian. If I put up some sort of a facade of like some fake plywood walls and put a painting or a picture or a flag on it, it would be completely a facade, fake. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah, it's got to be real.
right. So keep it.
Remember the guy that used to be on the alt feed pubs, and he had like a sheet cover. Was his Chris Metallica? Was that it?
Mhm.
Wasn't he the one? He had like just a dirty sheet thrown over all the stuff in the background.
Well, he had a rifle case back there, and
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that one show, someone called him out on it. He was like, "Yeah, I got some rifles," and he pulled out some antique stuff, but he didn't want to show it. I don't know. It's the UK, you know. They hate guns over there. They don't want guns. They're anti-gun, unlike us cool Americans,
Right.
right?
I mean, they can't all be as cool as us.
Nobody can, but I don't know. They say our reign as the coolest is coming to an end. That's it.
Could be.
You think so? You and Joe?
I don't think so, but no, I don't think so, but it could happen. I mean,
What are your thoughts on our president's speech from the other night?
didn't we have this conversation for an hour last night?
Yeah, but that wasn't on.
Oh, weren't we talking about being genuine? You're acting like you don't know.
Well, I was wasted, so I kind of don't know.
You're like, did we talk? Did we?
No,
talk
no. I
last night?
remember seeing your face.
I feel like
on you.
I feel like it's been a couple of weeks since I've seen you, bro.
Oh, no, it was you and I on Discord, but I wanted to, like, I mean, everyone was like last night wanted to get into it about this, but it ended up in the end we all kind of had the same opinion. Maybe I'm wrong that yours would be the divergent one who would come out with this awesome argument. That's kind of what we all hoped, but
well, you didn't stay on long enough.
It's true.
I mean, 2 hours. That might be the shortest one you've ever done.
Well, fucking Last Dance yawned, and I was like, "All right, that's it. We're out."
I was glad to finish it. I was really tired.
Did you get any sleep? Did you get any sleep this last night?
I did a little better last night, but not as much. I've been having trouble sleeping lately. So
Me too. And I really hoped I was going to get a nap in today, and I laid down. And I wanted her to lay down because I just have a better nap if she's like chilling down up in the bed with me. I don't feel so bad for not doing anything. Like if I'm napping and she's like cleaning the house, then I feel horrible. But so she came in like maybe 5 minutes after I had dozed off, and I woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep. I was like, damn.
So
I
are you
really
like,
could have
"Hey,
used
babe,
that nap.
Can you come and lay in the bed so I don't feel about napping midday?" And then she's like, "Okay."
Well, she came in to lay down, and she did.
Okay.
And she ended up falling asleep, so she got to nap probably for half an hour or so.
Mm.
But I usually have a weekend nap
Wow.
to catch up on the week because I don't get much like last day. I guess I just got I just got too much on my mind. I go to bed at 1:00 at night on a weekend, and I wake up still at 5:00 in the morning.
Right.
So then I'm just feeling it all day long. So I totally know what he's talking about. In fact, I had a coffee before tonight because I wanted
Good,
to
huh?
perk up a little bit to enjoy my beer.
Wow, look at you.
An upper than a downer.
Mm.
So Last Dance, you didn't get an awesome night's sleep last night?
no, I didn't.
Do you got stuff on your mind? Do you think that's because I think that's what I'm always
Yeah,
on this.
yeah. It's anxiety. It creeps up on me and interferes with my sleep.
You know what's
Have you
really
tried?
Good you know what's really good for that?
Yeah.
But hey, to each their own, brother.
Have you tried counting what few sand is in the hourglass left for you?
No, and that wouldn't help my anxiety, would it?
That's comforting.
Especially when you put it that way.
like the hourglass of time ticks the days of our lives, or whatever that shit
Because
was.
that's probably 50% of my problem as well.
You pondering your own mortality? Are you serious?
No, but I do. It definitely comes to mind more and more every day. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But that just makes me, when I think of things like that, want to live life to the fullest while
Oh
I'm
yeah.
still
Oh,
here.
I'm full. Yeah, I fully agree with you. But
You know?
that's not when I'm laying in a bed. You know what I'm saying? You can't live your life to the fullest when you're trying to go to sleep.
Right. No.
It don't
Right.
work. It don't work that way.
That means you didn't do enough living during the day, that you're not tired enough when you're going to bed.
Well, I don't really have a problem falling asleep at night. It's getting up in the
Okay.
morning. That's my problem.
Mm.
I can't sleep in.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah,
Hmm.
we had a couple 9 a.m.ers here this weekend for the whole family. That's pretty damn good, especially
You
for
all
my
slept in till 9 a.m.?
yeah, and that's great for my kid. I actually one day
Wow.
had to get her up at 9:25, and she had the zombie walk, hair all in her face, all crazy
Yeah.
and shit. Like not even, she was really sleeping that late, not just kind of laying there in bed.
Yeah, right.
It was awesome.
Right.
I was up, kind of like ready to go. So, but
Well,
I'm
that's
hoping
how
to
I am
get
every
out there.
morning. Like on the weekend, they both will sleep in,
Mm,
till 10:30,
10:30.
and
Yeah.
I'm like 5 o'clock, and then you run out of YouTube videos to watch, and there's not a whole lot of action on Discord, and you run out of things to do, and there's like, that's when I come back here and I just start, connecting wires and pushing buttons on something and get lost in it for a half an hour.
Mm. That's when you get your time. That's how you've built such a dynasty of
Pretty
electronic
much
equipment.
so, yeah. Because yeah, pretty much so.
I mean, I'm lucky if I can get the empties from the night before put away down here, and then it's like, yeah, that's
Right,
it. Now, fucking time's up. I got to go do something, family
right.
wise. Yeah, that sucks, man. So, are we going to avoid the speech subject here? Okay.
Oh, I don't care. It's your show. That's what it says on the title.
Sunday fun day. Yeah, so let's get into an awkward political discussion. That'll be fun. Okay. So, what'd you think? Completely accurate?
No, completely accurate. No, and I wish it didn't have to happen.
You,
But
you kind of agreed with me, I think, last night when I brought up how there was a ton of Trump voters who thought the whole fucking
right, and that's his
election.
responsibility to make his speech, communicate to the people he's trying to talk to. So I think he wasn't speaking to everybody that voted for Trump, but he might have. I don't know. When I agree with some of the things he said, I don't agree with all. Of course, I mean half the people I know are Trump supporters. I don't dislike them. I don't hate them. I don't talk about politics with them.
Have you
But I
ever
don't think
asked
they're
them?
bad people.
Have you ever asked them as Trump voters what they thought of the stolen election conspiracy theory?
No.
See, I have asked my dad, and he said bullshit, hogwash. Don't
Right.
even. And he was also of the camp that was like, I don't understand why he tweets at all. It doesn't make any sense
Right.
what he's doing. So he liked more essentially some of his policy and thought that maybe it had benefits, but he was completely turned off by a lot of the bullshit. A lot. So the
So my
impersonations, it turned off a
Right.
lot of people, but people still stuck to him because they felt like it was the lesser of two evils, the better of two, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, well, like I told you last night, I think Trump was needed at the time that he got elected because the world, or not the world, well, the world, but the United States, I think, is going too soft and too accepting and whatever. So in the long run, at the end of the day, that it probably did good to have somebody as bombastic and in your face as him to squash some of that down.
Yeah, and frankly, when he first came in, I thought it was cool as hell to have a non-politician like a businessman in there, but maybe maybe it wasn't the right businessman. I don't know. it's hard to say. Maybe any businessman is going to think about.
I mean, to put him in any group of anything is impossible. He's such an individual that is unlike any other person that I can think of ever.
Hmm.
You know, maybe I don't know. Maybe back in the early times when entrepreneurs, you know, were such showmen, and
He's almost,
You know.
he belongs in like the old WWF, kind of,
right.
in a way, you know.
So what I'm saying is, my opinion is, I don't think that Biden was talking to people like your dad or people like I know, you know. But there
when he
is a
said,
portion.
when he
Go ahead.
said, he said at one point, all Republicans aren't MAGA Republicans. And then in almost one or two sentences later, he said, basically that the majority rule is kind of controlled by MAGA. So MAGA has a huge influence on the party. So was he saying that it's this small subgroup of Republicans, or was he saying, I don't know, like, what
I
exactly?
I took it as there's this poison part of your party and our society that. Huh? Are you talking to me?
No, Tops.
Oh.
Oh no! Oh
Oh.
God, he's showing his wiener.
That's Topple.
Yeah, you'll be able to tell
All right, we know it's him.
how small it is.
It didn't. The pixels. It
Whoa,
was
whoa,
smaller.
whoa. Why
Well,
you
let's
so
not talk
rude?
about it. He'll show it. So let's.
I'm not showing it on here.
Hey,
I'm not putting
Topple.
myself on the YouTube tubes.
No, just on the green room tubes.
Yeah, I'm very upset what Biden said about me. I'm just, I don't understand. Like, what did I do to him?
Right.
You are a deplorable
As you
human
should.
being. So
What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday.
Sunday fun day.
Cheers, Topple.
Uh,
Big
cheers.
pool day. All right. So you're imbibing a little. You're having.
I'm off tomorrow. Fuck that.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Same
yeah,
here.
I'm off too.
Yeah,
Last Dance been off for a long time.
Yeah, I'm always off.
He's way off. That
We're paying
motherfucker
for
way
him to be
off. Oh, that's cool. And it was a good podcast.
Just real quick. Do you regret that ever, Last Dance? Do you wish you were doing something? Like, do you ever think that I wish I was doing something?
Yeah, I didn't at first, but lately I have been thinking that I probably should have.
Uh,
I need a little more
You have a little gas
direction
left in the tank, you
in
want
my
to
life.
burn
Yeah, I do
off.
have a little gas left, right?
What
Yeah,
what about like a Walmart greeter?
fuck you.
Yeah,
Uh,
you had alluded to before, and I'll only bring it up because you said it on YouTube. If you don't mind, Last Dance, that it's very well possible if circumstances were different with you earlier, maybe a few years ago, whatever it was, you would have continued your job, but because of
Right.
the way things were
Right.
and what happened, you had no other essentially choice than to do what you did.
that's right.
So
You could still do something, though. I mean, seriously. Like, if there's something you really like, this is where you could pick something that you really enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you have any hobbies or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could. Part of it is just me. I'm just paralyzed. I just never do anything.
Hmm.
It's a problem, but you're right. I can do anything, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And if you don't like it, you quit the first day. You know,
yeah, I know.
You should
I know.
move down
you
to
say,
Florida.
"Fuck off! I'm not doing this. This was a mistake." You know.
Right? It's
I mean, what do you got to lose? Nothing.
nothing.
buy a camper van and go around the country.
Yeah, seriously.
could do that.
Travel.
You
Travel?
know,
Yeah.
take a whole year to go from like North Dakota all
Do
the
what-
way around.
Do whatever you would do to really enjoy life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if that's sitting on your ass at home, then I'm not gonna, throw stones.
Last time I checked, he takes a lot of walks. He likes to post his
Yeah.
miles around things.
Oh, he does. Where do you post that?
I've posted a few of my hikes on Twitter.
Are you guys Facebook friends?
I don't have Facebook.
I
No,
don't
no,
put
no,
any-
no. But he gets out. He gets around. Stop acting like he's grandpa. Jeez.
I didn't.
That's what you're doing. You're acting like he's like. Oh,
No,
you
I
gotta
have
get
just
up
thought-
and move around.
I mean, I'm gonna be 50, and I don't know if I will retire. I don't know. I might just work until I just can't work anymore.
Well,
Probably. And then
Plus,
Walmart greeter,
Hmm.
yeah.
right?
I mean,
I mean,
you are
Walmart.
you are a small business owner, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
your
sucks.
situation is different. I got a
That's
pension.
true. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. But even though, I don't
Only
know. There's
government people get pensions, bro. I'm an employee. All I get is a 401k.
Right.
So
What?
I don't
Nathan, you
get that.
should
I
set
don't
one
get
up.
that shit.
You
You don't
can
got
set one
four.
up on your own.
Well, you don't have a pension?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, my bad.
You have a pension?
Yeah, I got two.
Are you a union? Are
And
you
401.
union?
I hold a card.
Yeah, union.
I hold a card. Doesn't mean I'm still union.
Hey, unions are great.
That almost became a big topic yesterday. So
Yeah.
I mean, unions are great. I was a member of a union, and I still have like 12
well, that's
grand
what I
in my
mean.
annuity there. So it's
I
like,
thought you still held a card. That's why I said that. So
no, I
Okay.
don't. My card's expired.
there's no expiring if you pay it.
I don't pay it
Oh, gotcha.
for like 15 years, but I still have the annuity. It's fucking
Yeah, well,
awesome.
that's awesome. That's the beautiful part about it.
I got to learn how to roll that into my 401k, I think.
Do you have a financial planner?
We have a guy with my company. If you
No,
want to meet
you
him,
gotta
he
go get
meets
your
you
own
for
guy.
5 minutes. And what he does is you sit down with him and he goes, okay, what do you need to know? And I'm like, fucking, you tell me, dude, where am I supposed to put my money? And he's like,
Right. He's the expert. That's
Yeah,
the
no.
point.
Get
he's
your
only there
own
to
guy.
answer- He's only there to answer questions, but the company pays for him. But it's
I'm lining up to be able to retire by 58. So I got a financial planner when I was 30. They're helping me along, setting things up for me and all that.
Mhm.
I don't want to work, especially my job field. I don't want to be working in my mid 60s.
Mhm. I hear you.
I'd rather go to Home Depot and be the guy that, hey, can I help you? And
Right.
pass my time doing that shit than being out on the field.
Right. I hear that. Makes sense.
But
Did we cover the speech enough?
well, no. Well, do you guys think is anybody else's group still talking about Trump's voter election thing other than the Democrats and Paul? Like, I'm just being serious.
Trump
That's not
is.
being. Trump is okay. I'm
Yeah,
not paying
absolutely.
attention.
It is under investigation, so it is.
What's under investigation?
Well, I mean,
He's still bringing up in his whatever. He keeps going around doing parades or something for
Not
himself.
every time, but he regularly brings it up when he feels like he
they
needs to.
have him under subpoena, right? I mean, don't they, for his actions on that day or something like that?
Nope, they do not.
Well, certainly a lot of the people who were there were.
Yes.
Right. So this is what's the controversy is that if they do charge him, if there could be problems. Do you think he should be charged, David?
Do I think he should be charged? Whatever
Yeah.
it would do to take him out of being eligible to run for election, that's what I think needs to be done.
I agree.
Do you think his actions on that day were clearly negligent and they put staff at risk who were in the Capitol building?
I mean,
Like-
if there wasn't everything else, I would probably feel that way. But there's more stuff that he's done that I feel more like
Such
the whole
as?
trying to influence, the election and asking for more votes. And
You mean calling
can't have-
Georgia? Brad
we
Raffensperger?
can't have a sitting president call and have that conversation with somebody. I mean, we just
I'll
can't.
sit.
We can't ever have that. That's
Brad,
not
the
that's
Brad
not acceptable.
Raffensperger
Right,
conference
that
call?
is-
Yeah.
The one that you copied and pasted, that conversation can never
Very
happen with a sitting
destructive to
president.
America.
I think you're being full of shit, but it really is.
I'm just being serious. The only
Well, what
Are
he
you?
says to the guy, and the quote I copied and pasted, as you so aptly said, was literally, he said, I need whatever, 11,780, which is one vote more than the amount I need to tie.
Yeah,
him.
and I don't care. I don't care if he didn't break any law. Like if he skated that line like he always does and didn't break it, we just can't. It's unacceptable. It shouldn't even be that we have to get that guy not able to be voted. It should be a unanimous decision on every single person on this planet that guy can never run again. But unfortunately, we don't have that situation. We have a lot of people that think what he did was totally fine.
No,
I don't
Mr.
think-
Kelsey one. It was recorded and it's readily available on the internets, the interwebs. So definitely
I don't-
proven.
Yeah,
don't
I,
think
I,
Oh, go for it,
I-
last name.
I mean, I tend to agree there. I mean, I don't think he broke any laws. I'm not sure he didn't, but I doubt it. But I don't want I want him out of politics. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear from him. He's disqualified himself. He
Went
That's
over
it.
He went across the line.
crossed all kinds of lines, and hopefully this classified documents thing will blow up in his face, and he won't be able to. And it'll blow up quickly enough that he won't be able to be viable for 2024.
It's ironic that he's the one that made those laws stronger because of the whole Hillary Clinton thing,
Right? It is ironic.
and now
It's
he's
ironic.
the one
That's awesome.
that's gonna get pinched by it.
Just use his own words. Lock
Hey,
her up.
I
exactly.
love the
okay.
law. I love
Lock
the law
you
still,
up.
though, for the future.
Yeah,
No,
it seems
like I
to
said,
be a
the
lot
last-
of. Go ahead,
Yeah.
man.
Like I said yesterday with Last Dance, this is how I weighed it out because something triggered somebody else that was on the show. I put Trump 2024, and Smoke Steve asked me, "Is that how you really feel?" No, but if we're going to have Biden and Trump running, who am I going to pick? I'm going Trump. And the other two losers above us went, "Oh, I'm going independent." Now, if you were forced to pick one, who would you pick?
In a heart.
You go Biden?
It wouldn't even be.
You are
Close to
crazy. You're a small business owner.
it wouldn't
You're
be,
picking Biden? That's
What-
crazy.
As a
I'm not
Democrat,
I'm not ever gonna pick my leader based on a financial outcome for myself. I'm gonna pick a leader
Policies?
based on. I don't care. Always gonna pick who I think will be the best candidate to run, not just myself, but every person in this
And
country.
Biden has shown that to you? I'm being
Well,
serious.
that
Maybe I'm
he's-
biased. I'm biased. Tell me
More-
how
more-
he has
Biden
shown
his-
that.
being a Democrat is sort of a centrist Democrat. Hard to believe, but he sort of takes his cues from all
He wa-
areas of the
He
Democratic
was a
Party.
centrist
Yeah.
Democrat.
Not
It
no
was.
more.
At least you go on that, and that I would, if given only two choices, I would begrudgingly choose him or not vote.
That's the way to put it. You begrudgingly. Right.
But or I could vote Gary Johnson
But
because
wh-
that has a good chance.
When is
which,
the? I'm
How about
all,
this?
to all four of you. When is the last time that there was a presidential candidate that you were excited about and you wanted to be in office? It's been a
Obama.
long time.
Obama. That was me. Obama, the first.
I wasn't.
first.
was it the basketball thing, Tom?
I was
No, healthcare.
Ah,
Healthcare.
sorry,
No,
that was
healthcare.
terrible. That was terrible.
John
That's racist.
John McCain was the last person I was excited about, and he didn't. But once he picked Sarah Palin, then I was out. But yeah, he was probably the last person I was excited about.
Yeah, Sarah Palin. Woo, hottie.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
I know.
How about this? On the top of the two of us, me and AFED, the opposite direction of each other, if you only could pick one, who would you pick?
Right
Trump
now?
I'm really
or
not
Biden?
sure.
Oh,
See,
Wow,
see?
you're on the fence. You are considering picking Trump last dance?
I-
You
I
Oh,
traitor
don't know.
no, no,
bastard.
Steve.
If I have to pick one, I don't know. It'd be hard for me to pick Trump, but I'm not sure.
Wow. Unbelievable.
I mean, I would pick anybody else. I'd probably pick nobody if I could, but
That's
if
my
nobody's not a
Bro.
choice, then
So Last Dance is saying Trump here, Biden here. That's what you're saying.
I just despise them both for different reasons.
right.
And
I don't despise Biden as much as Trump because of
Yeah, I
Trump.
know. I definitely don't. That's why.
If he was in an older guy,
I don't like Biden, and I don't think he's. I think he's showing signs of possibly being unfit for office.
Yeah, I mean
but-
that's the
That's what
thing.
I mean.
You vote for Biden, you're not really getting Biden. You're getting whatever his staff is because he's basically demented.
I would lay money down that neither one of them are going to be on the ticket when we vote in
No
2024.
kidding. How much?
I would. I can't believe
What,
Biden. will
5,
win.
10, 7? What do you got? 750?
I do 10. I do 10.
10. Wow, huge
Wait, what?
spender. over
I'd go
here.
10.
I missed the question.
All right.
What was the question?
All right,
That
I'll
neither
take
one
you
of
for
them
10.
will be on the.
I'll take
All right,
you
let's
for
go
10.
for 10.
No, none of them are going to be on it. None of them no Biden, no Trump. Trump.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
and
That's
like
what
I
I'm
said-
saying. I'm saying
yeah.
neither one of them will be on the ticket.
Like I said
And
with Last
Smoke
Dance
Steve's saying
yesterday.
that one of them will.
All right.
Like I said with Last Dance yesterday, I won't vote for Trump unless it was against Biden, but I don't think Biden's going to be there, and I don't think Trump's going to be there. I think this legal problem that he has, I kind of hope it takes him out of the race.
Good.
I really do. We don't, and I guess this is what Biden was talking about with mega people. Get them out of it. Mega, make America great again. I'm mega top. Remember that. But
You're
get
right.
them to have to vote for someone else.
That kind of does sound gay, too, though.
What's wrong with that? Are you
'Cause
against
you're-
gay
you
people
said-
too? You said a racist thing. Now you're going against my people.
Because you're gay.
It's Sunday. It's God's day. Stop, Steve.
It's okay. You're a top. We see that in your name, and that's all I was pointing out. No, I mean,
Oh, that's the gay part. The top part.
yes, top. Now you with me? Because, dude, nobody else besides us guys knows what top is.
Well, now, if
It's-
you go back
it's
to
your
live
fake, weird,
days,
fake
you will
name,
know
your
what
fake
top
i-
is.
Your fake identity from some other person. It's the
Are you
funniest
hurt
thing.
feelings? You want me to tell? Do you want me to DM you my real information?
No, I love it.
Oh.
Fake information is great. It's awesome.
I think the only one here would probably know more about me is AFED here. Surprisingly,
It's good.
my enemy,
A Fed.
AFED. You're a Fed. We know that.
Me and Last Dance were in
No,
the field
Last
together.
Dance is a killer. You're not a killer.
Yeah, in that movie, what was it? Sneakers? Remember they had the one guy who was awesome on computers, and then like the other guy, I think it was Gene Hackman. And Last Dance is Gene Hackman, and Aphid is the guy on the computers. Is that right? Do you guys remember that movie?
Vaguely.
No, I never saw it.
Not that
There's a
old.
part where the dude
Ah.
got kidnapped, and he's like in the back of the truck, and they have him describe the sound of the roadway, and then they like record it so they can figure out where he was taken, like find the hideout of these guys. Absolutely brilliant movie. I think it was Sneakers. Is that right? Does that sound
I
right?
have to look that one up. I remember a movie called Sneakers, but I don't remember what it was about. I never
It was
saw
cool. It was cool. I gotta grab beers.
Carol-
Are we-
it. Okay,
this thing
Carol
going?
Collins. Yeah. What, we just got going. What do you mean? You
Well,
gotta leave already?
yeah,
Where the
that's
fuck is your
real.
cooler?
Okay.
Where's your cooler?
That was old school. Remember, way back in
Oh,
the
that's
day.
old school. We can't do that no more.
Well, the refrigerator is like 7 feet away. I mean,
Well,
you
get
can
your ass and get a
see it.
beer.
It's right there. All
Yeah,
right,
you're off tomorrow. Go get yourself a beer. Come on.
2 beers, bro.
Oh,
I
I'm sorry.
double fist. That's
So Carol asked if I really think Obama didn't get up to all sorts of shenanigans, but but was more secretive about it. I wouldn't. I was never an Obama fan, so if he did something wrong, then I would feel exactly the same way as I do about Trump.
Wait a second. I'm calling you out. Did you say you were never an Obama fan?
No, I never was.
But didn't you go to his museum?
I did. I got my picture taken in front of his.
I forgot about
It
that.
wasn't. Well, it wasn't
Like
his museum.
500 miles.
It
or
wasn't
something.
his museum.
It was the Obama Museum. What?
No, it wasn't the Obama. It was the one in Chicago. Last Dance could tell me what it's called.
Presidential Library.
No, the art museum,
It's the Museum
the,
of Fine Arts,
Art
Chicago,
Institute.
or something.
the Art Institute, because they have the pictures of both him and his wife in there in the viewing room.
Yeah.
That's what you went for, right? To see that?
That's the only reason we went up there.
Yeah, he
Pictures.
bowed down before it
Yeah.
several times.
It was funny because they had this line, and they're like, when we came in like the side door because we didn't know what we were walking into, and the chick there because they keep like a security guard, and we're like, are we supposed to go wait in that line? And she's like, no, but those people we keep telling them they don't have to, but they keep forming a line because they, one person gets in that line and they think they're supposed to get in it. She's like, you can just walk right on up there. So we just walk right on up there and, hold our phone out and snap a pic.
They get in lines because they're sheep.
Apparently. They ain't alone.
I miss Obama's. Don't miss them. I think he did good for the country, though.
Really?
Does anybody want to say anything negative about that?
I'm not a fan of his, but he was certainly a much better president than what we've had since.
Well, you have two assholes. What do you expect, though?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it keeps getting worse, or the standards are so low.
In different ways, yes.
Well, how can we make it better? Who should be the president then, or who should be the candidate?
There is no rising star.
What do you guys think about Obamacare?
What's that Shakespearean line?
Why
the fault is in ourselves. I mean, we picked these guys.
That's right. You're absolutely right. Obamacare is what made me not like Obama.
Small business owner? Why? Like what?
No, we were just coming out of it was just kind of the if you watch the curve, because like the first couple years, people blamed or took out their hate on Obama because everything was like the stock market was down. It was turning, but it had been down such a free fall, and not just the stock market. Everything, if you look at it on a graph, was going down. And when he got, oh shoot, sorry,
what
guys.
the fuck is this?
Sakes almighty! This has got to be business. Leave it on. Let us listen. It's okay.
He's got another contract to do a hit.
Yeah, I know, for real. No, that's your job. How they used to reach out to you? Notes in underneath a trash can somewhere?
Absolutely. That's exactly it.
All right, my idea with Obamacare, I loved it. I know every bill has to start somewhere, but it takes time to perfect it.
I haven't, Carol, been watching the UK race.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No,
Topple.
It takes a while to perfect it, and unfortunately, Trump and Biden haven't helped trying to strengthen that bill. I believe in not universal healthcare like the UK in a way. I
would love the UK healthcare system, except we couldn't do that because we're not the UK. If we could bring in the Brits to run it, that might work. But ours, if we were to try to do the same thing, it would be a disaster.
But the low-income Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act essentially is if you make something like lower than $80,000 a year, they'll cover you. And as a couple, I think. Wait, it might be $80,000 as a couple.
I thought it was 125.
Maybe that's a couple, and 75 or something as an individual. But there was a time when my accountant was telling me to claim, stop claiming that or whatever, wait till the next time around. But I didn't really understand because apparently they monitor your income and they'll cut off your health insurance if you make $1 fucking more than they allow. It's fucking crazy, dude.
That's how it goes. I had the IRS come after me for $1,000. $1,000. They froze my accounts, cost me in the end more than $4,000 for $1,000.
Yeah, that's how it works. Penalties and interest is a son of a bitch.
And it's my own fault.
IRS. Yeah,
it is my own fault. I know it is. I'm not blaming the IRS, but like I look at all these other people that owe millions of dollars, and I'm kind of like, you're coming after me for $1,000.
Mhm. Yeah, they go after everybody. That's how the IRS works.
And then he just strengthened that supposedly. I don't know the details about it, but I see the Twitter world going crazy about that. And I know not to take the Twitter world so seriously all the time.
I
So,
think they're funded to hire like 80,000 more IRS agents.
Right. So essentially, each one of those is going to be making about 80,000 a year, right?
Right? And they're going to have to they're going to have to bring in more money to pay for themselves. So that means a lot of people are going to be harassed about taxes.
Right. So 80,000 times 80,000 is either 640 million or 6.4 billion. I'm not going to add up all the zeros right now, but
Yeah.
it's a ton of money, maybe even more. But Jesus.
I understand people have to pay their taxes and all that, but I'm one of those people that stand back and see all these rich people just get away with everything. And it's just like, why you attacking me? Go after them motherfuckers. And that's another reason when I turned 30, I got a financial planner.
That's
And
good.
it's one of the greatest things I did because he sets goals for us, me and my wife, couple, and we are trying to realistically do so. But this year was kind of hard because of policies from fucking Biden. That's
No
all I'll
kidding.
say.
Taxes.
And that's why I state, like, I'd rather have Trump than Biden. I knew where my money was when Trump was in office, and I understand we went through COVID. There's a war going on. And this is kind of what I want to AFED around. He doesn't believe policies affect gas prices, which gas prices affect transportation of goods.
Of course.
And that's all I was going with. Sorry.
No, that's
Rambling
solid.
on here.
You're not. That's solid. The man got a phone call. It seems like he's a busy individual. So
He's a man gigolo. He's going to
Exactly.
see a client right now.
I'm in drink mode here, so I want to go
I'm
get
drinking.
another one. But I have beers, so I'll just roll with the beers and keep it on the level here.
I was about to say, you just grabbed 2 beers. You went through that already?
No, but I got some of these little the Dr. McGillicuddy's butterscotch nips. I mean, funny thing, like me and my lady will grab them. I'll grab a couple at the store if we happen to be together making a booze run, and we might have a little nip on the ride back.
Whoa. Now we're drinking and driving?
No, we actually stop and get out of the car
Oh, and
on
then
the
get
side
back
of
in
the
the
road.
car.
Then we get back in. And that's the first drink of the day, but it's a nice, we have a little rest stop.
Well, that's
It's got
awesome.
a vista. It's got a vista of the transfer station, also known as the dump. It's a great spot. It's very nice.
I
A lot
live
of
in-
seagulls.
See, I live in Pennsylvania, so we actually have to travel to get our liquor from different stores or beer from other stores.
Oh, that's a pain in the balls.
We cannot go to your local 7-Eleven or gas station and get stuff. And the cheapest stuff is actually in Delaware. So we do 2 stops a year to get a boatload of alcohol, and then we travel a little farther in the state so we don't get hit by the tobacco firearms people,
Mhm.
because they could take your car from you.
Well, what an archaic fucking agency. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Are they from
Firearms.
the 1930s? Do they wear little bowlers slanted to the side and carry 45?
You ever had a problem with them?
Springfield? What?
Have you ever had a run-in with them?
Goddamn right I haven't. I avoid those fuckers, dude.
Oh. All your
No,
guns
mate.
are in a bunker somewhere.
Yeah, bunker. Exactly.
That's where your bunker is, your basement?
Maybe. I don't know. What bunker?
Hey.
What?
So
I don't have a
we'll still
bunker.
urge
You want to talk about my bunker? I
No.
got bunker.
I don't want to talk about your bunker. I'm not into that stuff.
No, here in Massachusetts, we say bunker. All right, guy?
A
Bunker.
bunker.
Bunka.
Like a
Battle.
captain.
The Battle of Bunker Hill. It was nasty. One musket was fired and 29 British were killed. It was awesome. Have you guys heard of the Battle of Bunker Hill?
I've heard of it.
Okay. Well, you've heard of everything. So have you other two guys heard of the Battle?
I've heard of it.
All right, cool.
No, I haven't. I'm being.
Is it there though, where you are?
I mean, 25 miles north, you know.
Oh, I thought it was. I didn't think it was there.
I'm from
Yeah.
Philadelphia, so they don't like to talk about things that happen in Boston.
The Liberty Bell, you got that.
Well, no, we got the fight of Valley Forge and all that other stuff. So
Yeah,
there's
that's
so
pretty
much history here that we don't learn about outside history because they could take us on field trips to go see them.
That's pretty good. We didn't get field trips up here. Catholic school, no field trips.
Oh, you went to Catholic school. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Good boy.
13 years of it. It was horrendous.
Well, it's not that positive on the public school either. So
Well,
don't
yeah.
feel so bad.
Well, no. Boston High is a legendary, horrendous fucking school, like shootings, murders, you know, metal
Great.
detectors. So the other option was Catholic. So that's what they went with, you know. Save my ass, I guess. Yeah.
Your ass would have got shot.
Probably.
I had a friend, smartest guy I know. He's passed away since, but his mother, you know, his mother was divorced and they were quite poor. She was a school teacher, and so he went to an Oakland public school, and it was really a dangerous school. And it got so bad that he just dropped out. He dropped out of high school, and he ended up getting his GED and graduating from Berkeley with a degree in math. But
Wow.
Did he play an instrument? Berkeley. Which Berkeley?
the University of California, Berkeley.
UC Berkeley. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because there's one in Boston as well. I'm
Yes,
sure.
I know. That's the music school.
Correct. So Berkeley and Cali is more of a liberal arts type school.
It's liberal arts and it's well known for mathematics. It's a pretty good school.
Cool. Yeah, interesting. I don't know a lot about. All I know about Berkeley, California, is they say it's loaded with really liberal people.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. It was a
Bastion of liberal
bastion of the counterculture during the Vietnam War. So,
hippies.
yep.
What was that sound? Oh, it's
you
the
twisted
cork.
my top off. Sorry.
You are one amazing cork soaker. Do you remember that skit from Saturday Night Live?
Was it before like the 90s?
I think it was like the Rob Schneider time, maybe Dana Carvey.
I wouldn't have seen it.
I like to soak a cork that's long and thin. And the other guy's like, I like to soak a cork that's short and wide. But it's obviously a play on words, cork soaking. That's a great. I could screen share that. Would I get? What are they going to do? Demonetize me? What do I get?
I don't know.
I mean,
You're not
making no
you're not
money off this.
monetized.
it was nothing. I got
You're not
nothing.
making money off this.
$0.0. So
Get
I
rid
thought
of me.
I would do
you
this
might.
to create more content. What the fuck?
You
Something.
don't want to be a YouTuber, trust me. You don't.
But I pay for this damn StreamYard thing, so
Well, I'll talk to you in Discord.
no, we have.
How much do you pay?
It's about 25 a week. I'm sorry,
No.
Now you're bullshitting.
25 a month.
25 a month?
I told you there's free ways of having people on.
And I don't want the disc. I don't want the damn symbol in the corner. I want the pro level.
I still think there's probably options for you.
You think so?
Hmm.
Well, I'm gonna keep it for a while, and if it goes nowhere,
Yeah, if you don't have a problem with it, then there's no problem.
yeah,
I mean, it's easy. They click a link. They don't have to be signed up to anything.
yeah, we're trying to set the world record here for fucking between like HBO Plus and like Netflix and Maui doing this dumb thing. It's like, how many bills to these little internet companies can
Right.
Yeah.
it's crazy, dude. I think even the one fucking what's it called? We have the little thing that makes one TV a smart TV. It's like
Roku?
Roku. You gotta pay them for a Roku Premium, so it's unbelievable how much fucking money goes out to this crap. So I don't watch any TV at all, zero. So if I spend a couple bucks on this, it's kind of
You watch sports? Can you get your basic cable in your area?
yeah. I'll watch the football games. The Red Sox are absolutely train wreck, dumpster fire, horrendous.
Baseball. Who gives a fuck about baseball?
I mean, I do. I like it when the
Yeah, I mean-
teams are on. When
Right.
David Ortiz was smashing homers in the fucking 8th inning.
So you agree with me? We should bring the steroids back.
I mean,
Stop testing the players.
Ortiz was just a
No.
big guy. He was.
Why? It was more entertaining back in the day, right? When they were slamming homers out all the time.
Nah.
To a point. I mean,
This shit is boring.
when Mark McGuire was hitting 72 on a fucking roid rage, huge guy, that was a little bit overkill.
I'm in St. Louis, man. That was like the world stopped when that was going on.
Yeah.
Him and
Yeah,
Sammy Sosa.
Sammy
Yeah.
Sosa. Yeah.
Were you living in Chicago then?
Nope.
But you still probably followed the Cubs a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, I did.
It's a good time for baseball, but
The Phillies won the World Series, and I didn't give a shit. So it's baseball.
Last dance, you probably hate the Cardinals then.
They are a traditional foe of the Cubs.
Cardinals and Cubs, yeah, I wouldn't have known that. And you know who the Red Sox are the foe of.
Yankees.
Of course, everyone knows
I would
that.
say it's probably. I would say the Cardinals and Cubs are probably the second biggest rivalry in baseball.
After
Or
Sox,
close
Yankees.
to it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because I can't think of any other one that would be
A rivalry.
as much
Um,
as we are.
There's got to be some West Coast shit, man,
The,
between
the
like
Dodgers, the Dodgers and the Giants are a rivalry.
Dodgers, I was going to say for sure. Where's your lights,
you're both-
Topple? The lights, the lights, the lights, the lights, the lights.
Where's the lights, Topple?
You're
Yeah,
lighting.
are you sitting in front of a car with its headlights on you?
No.
No, I mean you used to have cool overhead lighting, but I guess that's out of the picture.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
outside.
With Biden, my energy bill's up like
I don't
$400,
blame
so I
you.
got to cut the power down.
I know it's
Bastard
gas-
Biden.
Gas here is under $3 a gallon now.
I had
Wow.
to fill my fuel tank in the next 2 weeks, and I'm dreading it because I know it's going to be over $2,000.
Damn.
But when Trump was in office, it was like 700. I don't understand that. So, what happened?
Home heating you oil?
Yeah,
The
oil
Earth-
too. Oil
the
too.
Earth warmed about 0.5 degrees since then.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Just telling them. I'm
No,
just
no,
telling
no,
them,
no, no,
guys.
no
Well,
policy.
all that
had any
warmth
effect on this.
percolated the oil up to the surface and made it cheaper. Where's all the oil?
That Ukraine war really screwed us, which it did all the way. I don't know about that.
What do you guys think? Zelensky, hero or zero? Go.
Who the fuck is he?
He's the president of Ukraine.
Yeah, I know. The actor,
Oh,
like
here
Trump,
we go.
like Trump.
He was an
He
actor.
was an actor, and
He
then
was.
became office.
Ooh, look at, I knew that
He's
was
like
gonna,
he was more like Reagan than he was Trump.
I knew that
That's
was going to
true.
provoke a reaction. Oh yeah, we got him coming. Here we go. The freaks come out at night. Yeah, zero.
Why do we talk? We shouldn't be talking about the Ukraine anyway. We're talking about Taiwan now, right?
I know I shouldn't be cracking jokes about the Ukraine.
They're going through so much right now.
Poor bastards.
They're gonna be going through so much for a long time.
I mean,
I hope they hold on like the. I was gonna say something real
Go
bad
for it.
there.
Don't tease
No,
us.
like
Don't
the
tease us.
The Vietnamese did. We'll just call them Vietnamese.
I thought you were going to say the cat and those annoying posters that said "hang in there."
Well, we can just say that's what I was gonna
All
say.
right, yeah, that sounds good. Because I'm trying to think which Vietnamese it is. So let's just go with the cat.
You stirred up a lot on the sidebar there.
Oh, the sidebar.
Yeah,
Sidebar.
it sound like Cypher. I'm sorry. I should call it something else.
It was good to see the old boy last night. He was looking good.
I'm not going to talk anything negative, but I just want to know: did I do anything wrong?
No, well,
I
let's just leave
skimmed
it
through.
at
I
that.
skimmed through some weird part. It seemed like it was.
Did I
some
do
weird
anything
interaction?
wrong?
I didn't
I mean,
know
I
what
didn't
I
watch.
couldn't.
I was
Honestly, don't
getting
know what he
wasted.
was upset
That's
about.
all I wanted to
I-
know. If someone could help me and tell me I did something wrong, maybe next show he can tell me I did something wrong.
No, I mean I was getting slammered, dude. So like I had no idea.
Well, yeah, I got home, I came back, and I'm like, oh shit, they already went off, and I went to watch to see if you would talk shit about me. That's just who I am. And you guys like closed up shop within like 10 minutes after I left. I'm like, okay.
I
But I guess
came in
Last
like
Dance
10
yawn-
minutes later.
yawn.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh man,
Last
I can't
Dance
believe they're
yawn. It was
gone.
the game over there.
I'm going to yawn again.
I don't know. It was
Don't you
weird.
do it.
He wakes up yawning.
I don't know. I had to just. I called it on a whim. It was like I ran away. I don't know. Then I went upstairs, and my neighbor from across the yard was like, "Hey, come over here, guy. Hey, let's have some drinks." And I was like, I gotta get. Fucking ran away from him. I couldn't get away
Smoke,
from
Steve,
him.
you were feeling the same way. You were like, yeah, let's go.
No, I wasn't.
You
I'm
weren't
not-
really good last night, actually. You weren't toasty and feeling it. That I
Thank
wonder if
you.
that was because you were boring.
Yeah,
us.
every week for 2
With
hours
us.
in, he's like that.
What was that? Wasted? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Toasty? I don't know
no.
what
You
I
do
think.
get wasted. You do get wasted, but
course I
it's
do.
fun. It's
It's a
fun.
pub.
Of course I do.
Just remember that.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. I get smashed. So I need you guys to fucking show up. Hey,
Man, we had I was at a fry.
what you
right?
have?
So
Bratwurst?
everything
What kind of
fried.
worst? Was
No,
hot
like
dog
it
worst?
was like everything. There was a big turkey fryer out in the front yard.
Oh, a turkey.
And
Here
there
we
was
go.
layers of stuff getting fried. And at one point, the host went inside to prepare some fish to fry, and I went in the backyard and was swimming in his pool, and I could smell oil, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
you
damn,
could
is somebody,
smell it
one of the
gone.
neighbors, burning it? And I looked over the roof, and I could see smoke billowing
Oh no.
from the driveway, his driveway.
Over.
And I knew he was inside, so I run up there, and the oil had gotten to 700 plus degrees, and then it caught fire, and we had to snuff it out, and then we were worried that we were going to have to spray it with a fire extinguisher, and then it would take hours because we would have to let the oil cool down, dump the oil, put new oil in. So I was like, let's see if we can save this oil, because I was like ready to go then.
Firefighter AFED.
Luckily,
Awesome.
we had a piece of particle board, and I'm like, dude, let's try to snuff it out with the particle board. And
No kidding.
we
Well,
put the
I'm a
particle.
turkey fryer. Oh, here on Friday night.
What is this?
It could have been bad. It could have been real bad though.
That sounded like actually a
There
good
was-
time.
There was so much smoke though. It was like, and you could feel that oil, that burning oil in your going down your throat into your lungs.
Yeah,
It was horrible.
Well, was it your
smoke.
house?
No, it was my brother-in-law's house.
Who gives? Who gives a fuck?
The smoke is vaporized oil. If you inhale that, it totally.
I did. I
it
inhaled a
becomes
lot of it.
oil on whatever surface it touches, like
Yeah.
water would.
It was, and you could
It's
feel
nasty. Yeah,
it. You could
yeah.
literally feel it in your body. You could feel it. There was something not right. But I was
Yeah,
I was
you're
thinking
getting
like the
close
guys.
to you're getting close to the spontaneous combustion of oil level at that.
It was
temperature.
every time we would take that wood off, it would go right back up again.
Yeah.
So we had to. Then
be
I got a
careful.
plastic. He had a Tupperware, big Tupperware container with a plastic lid, and we put the wood on top, and then I would fan it with that.
Huh.
And then eventually we got it so every time we wouldn't, because the wood, every time you would take the wood off, it would burst back into flames, and it was like that for a good 15 minutes. So
the
finally
fire-
we got some frozen what were they, sweet potatoes fries.
Huh.
And that every time we put a new batch of those in there, they were frozen, it would cool it down by at least 100 degrees, and we just kept doing that, more batches and more batches until it was finally. And I told him, I said, you got potatoes, because potatoes will clean up oil. and because I knew that oil was going to be burnt to a crisp, which it
Oh.
was. But I was like, man, I don't want to wait. Like, I had a deal with my other brother-in-law. He was going to take me home early because I was going to drive over there, and I forgot to drive my truck. I drove my wife and my son, and we get there, and I'm like, shit, I was going to drive separately so I could bolt home, and get on your show.
Mm.
And I didn't do that, so I was stuck there.
Hey,
And
you
my
didn't.
brother-in-law,
That
my
was
brother-in-law was
inexcusable. We were paddling in the water against the current without your dulcet
Martin.
liberal tones, because everyone was like, we need somebody here to counter everybody. But it was funny. Like, it just fizzled
I would have
out.
been more than happy. I love when they line up against me.
Oh, yeah.
There's bring it on.
Exactly. I made Last Dance a mod and my lady a mod as well. So we have some new mods in the
Oh,
house.
good.
He didn't make
Got
me a
some
mod. Do you
responsibilities.
disagree with his decision with that AFED?
Well, I would make Aphid a mod
no
before
comment.
you, man. Aphid, do you want to be a mod?
What the fuck?
Like, you do what you need to do.
Martin, do you want to be a mod? Mard. I can't
Mod.
even say it yet. I'm so bad at it.
Biscuit. Everyone else but fucking Topple.
Yeah, I would hold it off on Topple for a while. We're
Yeah.
still not sure about Topple. I mean,
Ask Hayden. Ask Hayden.
Oh, wow.
oh, you were mod. Yeah, you were mod on Live Leak. Right?
Just like Mr. Gotti you was.
Oh man, you know how many times I was suggested that I was a mod? Oh my god.
Everyone thought
Everybody
I was a
thought I was
mod
a
at one
mod.
Oh,
time,
look
and I'm
at
like, are
this.
you fucking kidding me?
The head mod in charge is
Oh,
calling
mod
a
meeting at
meeting.
10 p.m.
The
Last
HMOC.
Last Chance has got Smoke Steve's wife on speed dial. They're gonna be contemplating their next move in a couple hours.
So I think the proper thing for Last Dance is remove user, not delete. So remove user if you have to drop the hammer.
Yep.
Well,
Got it.
who controls Steam Lab? Or what were we on?
Streamlab.
Me. That's
StreamYard,
my
yard.
account.
StreamYard.
My account.
So can you ban somebody without them? Can you
I
ban
can
them
only
from coming
kick-
back?
I can kick them out and they can come back under a different
Right.
Yeah, you
name.
kicked me out twice yesterday. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Well, yeah, I gotta know it's you, man. I had some
Good stuff happening when I was gone, I heard.
Unsavory characters have come through, and I've had to.
Yeah, that was the only time we ever needed a moderator was last night.
Well,
Yeah.
Was last night?
Yes, in the comment section.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yep.
well, there was some n-word bombs, which
Oh,
I'm
man.
vehemently opposed to, and I hate that somebody does that. And I brought the point up, hey, I don't know what we're doing to offend somebody to make them want to get us off of the air. But
Oh,
it's
there's it doesn't matter what show you were doing or how much they liked you. That's gonna happen because you're live on YouTube.
not, right. And in fact, just simply talking about it could possibly bring it on again.
Good.
We can't talk much. We had a mass murderer come on here before because of AFED, so.
Ooh,
This is true.
He didn't say a damn word, though, so we're
sorry. I
good.
don't know why I put that smiley face up there on that. Yeah. Do we want to go there right now?
No, well, unless there's other things someone wants to talk about that we don't know about.
Aphid, thumb signal on that subject.
Oh man, I don't give a shit.
Wow, you
It's
are
not-
tough.
Are the feds still watching us, though? That's
What's
all
there
I'm
left to say about
No.
it at this point?
There's nothing.
If the feds were watching us, it was for 5 seconds tops.
Now, Aphid, back in the Discord, you said something of like, you better darn well reread that transcript. Do you remember that? Should I pull that up?
Reread what transcript?
Of the speech regarding Biden. Should we go over that? Sorry, I'm back to the Biden thing.
Yeah, I don't know what
Let me.
I don't know what you're referencing.
Where did
I
we
don't
go
care.
from here?
Here it is. No wait,
There's
that's
pretty much
you,
nothing
Topple.
that I would reject that you talk about.
Okay, here it is. Should I read the whole thing? Jesus.
Sure, I don't care.
Where are my glasses? What the fuck? All right. We'll
You were
go-
just making fun of me last night for putting readers on, and now you're gonna need them.
What the-
And this guy right here, he tells me last night that he don't buy his own; he just uses his wife's.
yeah. Goddamn.
Whoa, that's personal. That's personal conversation you shouldn't say out here.
Wow, look at that. It's so clear.
I
All
told
right.
you.
I'm curious, and this goes to anyone that
Okay,
feels,
I know what you're saying now.
that feels like answering, if any. ... Take every person that calls himself a so-called MAGA Republican and ask them if they think Trump really won the last election. Ask them if they think it's totally cool to call people in charge of states' elections, and ask them for a few more votes. Ask them if they think it's okay that people stormed the Capitol. Hell, phrase it whatever way you want, end parentheses. Then find a group of people that identify with Black Lives Matter and ask them if it's okay if people burn down businesses and loot during their demonstrations a couple of years ago. Now look at the percentages of these two groups and their answers and think real hard about generalizations and how horrible what people say about groups are.
Man, he's
That's
a-
it, verbatim.
Man, you
Wow,
are
wow,
such
wow.
a good narrator.
Fucking A.
It's horrendous reading on my part.
It's all good. Someone had to do it. I would
About
choose you too.
generalizations and how horrible what people say about groups are. I mean, that's verbatim.
How about
About
this?
generalizations and how horrible what people say about groups are. Okay.
Can I
Well, that was
ask this
kind of
question?
directed at you, Smoke Steve, because you were saying how that speech the other day, how you came off like you were upset that it was generalizing so many
Which
people
Trump
that were
has done
MAGA
in the
Republicans.
past.
So what I
Surprise.
was basically saying was that I don't know what else you want to call the group of people that Biden was talking to other than MAGA Republicans. I mean, he could have said every time he wanted to refer to them.
But what was your BLM reference to?
What I was trying to say was put yourself in the situation when you were in a group of people talking about the riots or people just going off on Black Lives Matter people. All right. You take people that identify with Black Lives Matter, you ask them if they agree with people burning buildings down and looting and doing that.
And what are they going to say?
I think a majority of them are going to disagree with people burning down buildings and looting. They're going to say, no, I don't agree with that. I think that's
Committing
wrong.
felonies.
Right. So I was saying with that group of people, and then you take somebody that says I'm a Make America Great Again Republican, ask all of them that identify with that are the hardcore people that have fly the Trump flag, whatever, and ask them if they think it's wrong what any of those things I listed that Trump did. And I think a majority of those people do think it's okay. So when you're generalizing, when you sit back and you hear a conversation of people going off on Black Lives Matter, are you outraged? Are you saying that that's an extreme generalization? Like
Me,
you do the same
personally?
thing? Yeah, I'm asking you. But when you see
No, I have
Biden,
a pretty in-depth
but-
understanding of Black Lives Matter with some of their business practices, which those are the things I really question.
Yeah, but
that's
I know, but
outside
what
of
I'm
the
saying,
conversation
what
we're
I'm
having
saying
here.
is
So
yes.
with
What I'm
regards
saying,
to Black Lives Matter, I really wouldn't use them as a comparison because I think there is some
I understand.
issues
I understand
there.
that. I understand that. I
Right.
understand that. But that's what I'm saying is when you're in a conversation and say the former president of the United States is generalizing Black Lives Matter as burning and being this horrible group of people and did these horrible things. I think a smaller percentage of them agree with some of the bad things that group of people did. Where on the other side, I think that a majority of those people totally agree with everything Trump did. That's what I'm saying. So you were so upset about generalizations. I'm just asking you, when people generalize Black Lives Matter people,
Yes.
Do you feel the same way? Are you disgusted? Were you disgusted when Trump
No.
or any other politician
The Black Lives
generalized a Black Lives Matter group?
Black Lives Matter doesn't come into effect. I think what we're talking about here is a general group of people, like 74 million or so, that voted for him that didn't necessarily think he was the best candidate of all time, but chose him in sort of a process of elimination. So,
Yeah, but
I
do you
think-
did you really think that Biden the other night was talking to those people?
see, this
Did
is
you
the
really,
problem.
in your heart of hearts, do you really think when you listen to him say what he said, do you
I-
think he was looking into the camera and talking to those people that
Well,
just
some
voted
of
for
those
Trump
people
because they didn't
still
want to vote for a Democrat?
some of those people still support Trump. Probably a good part of them.
I think it
So
was.
Are they now what quote unquote MAGA Republicans because they would plan on voting for him?
Yeah, I definitely think it was at the very least ambiguous, and that is one interpretation that's
Yes.
reasonable.
Yes, yes.
I agree. He should have done, there should be, but I don't know what else I don't know what he could have said that would have made, a difference. I think he needed to say what he said. I think that there is a portion of the Republican Party that is like what he said, that is, I agree with what he said, that there's a part of the Republican, and how he could have phrased that to single out that part of the Republican Party would
I
have never
think
been
it's-
happy with anybody in the Republican Party.
I think he's just being divisive. I think that's a big mistake. I think
Like, you think he's intentionally saying that to divide the country?
absolutely. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you could say the same thing about a large segment of Democrats that said the 2016 election was stolen.
Yeah, you could.
And it's. I agree, it's terrible, but it's not as partisan as he makes it sound.
Was there many people in the Democratic Party that still, like, if you asked them, hey, who won, who got more votes, and who won in the electoral system that we have, do you think there was really a large percentage of them that were like,
yes, there were polls done. It was a large percentage.
well, those people are wrong too? And if
It might not have been a majority, but it was. Well,
if somebody wants to call them out for saying, hey, look, you're wrong, and you don't go for our Constitution if you think that way, then I'm not going to sit there and look at that person and be like, oh my God, how outrageous that they just said that.
I mean, I'm not trying to defend those people that that give Trump a slide on all this, on everything. I'm not trying to defend them at all. I think it is a rejection of democracy. It is a problem.
Yes.
And
David, you a fan of Maxine Waters?
No.
Aphid Lip has pictures of her all over there.
She's just as bad as any, like a Matt Gaetz or a Jim Jordan.
She's worse than Trump.
She's the bottom of the barrel. They shouldn't be. She should not be in office. But unfortunately, there's enough of the population of the constituency of where she lives that those people feel that she's the right person for that job. And I can't say that that's a wrong system to have in place, because it's a proven system that works.
We have
So,
many.
do I like it? No, I don't like it. But do I want it to change? No, I want it to stay exactly the way it is.
I wouldn't single out Maxine Waters. There are so many yahoos in both
Yes,
parties. I mean, it's
absolutely.
It's
How about
A
insane.
majority of them. A
AOC.
majority of them are.
AOC, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and you just go on and on.
Absolutely.
It's
Thank you, Last Dance. Lauren,
Great last
I
dance.
can't
You're not
stand
down
her.
with MGT? Yo, you know me. No.
And that's not,
RTP.
it's the centrists that used to be there are losing all the elections. It's only the most extreme, with the most extreme rhetoric, is the only way you can get a nomination at the primary.
What did you think about McCain? Like, dislike? The woman, the daughter.
Megan,
You mean?
For
I think
what,
he's
though?
talking. Are
For
you
what?
talking about? Are you talking about not McCain? Are you talking about the
Yeah,
chick that just got voted out?
yeah.
because she
What's her
said
name?
on the
Liz Cheney.
Liz
That's the
Cheney.
one. Yeah.
I mean, I said this before. She's not my cup of tea, but I have to say that she did She was very. She took a lot of courage to do what she did. And,
Yeah.
Her
I-
versus some Lib Dem. Would you pick her?
yes, probably. It
I
depends.
would.
I wouldn't say that. I have to look at the candidate. I really would.
That's
Okay.
true.
That's what I alluded to yesterday when I said Biden or Trump. It's not. I'm not going all Trump. I'm not. I like his policies. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want him president. I want new, fresh meat in.
Fresh meat.
Fresh meat.
Awkward.
Well, do you want Biden and Trump again, AFED?
No,
Then what the
No, I
fuck
never-
you going?
I-
"Ugh."
Where did you get that from?
I didn't want Hillary and Trump.
Who do you
Hillary
want?
And
Who do
her
you want?
daughter have a new show. coming
Tell me
out.
the
There's-
Democrat. You don't have to tell me.
There's
Republican.
nobody. When the last election, the only person that I agreed with most of the stuff that he said was the gay dude, Buttigieg guy.
Pete Buttigieg.
I thought
Oh
he
yeah.
was
no!
I did. I really did. Like the answers he gave to the
no.
questions by the
You
reporters
like
that
the
asked him.
answers, but you did see the fakeness with him.
You didn't like that he was gay?
No,
I honestly that was my problem. I think my problem with him being a president is because he is gay. Yes,
No kidding, huh?
is that
it's
a
not
real
because I have a
answer?
problem with him being. I don't have a problem with him being
Oh.
gay. I just don't think that I don't think we're ready to have a gay president and
What
have
the fuck
the
you
first
talking about
stance.
though?
I think we are ready.
I think
I don't
we're
think
ready
we
for
can-
anybody.
Look,
Anybody.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't think he's electable. You know,
we
I
know
think that
you're
there-
ready.
No, Jesus
I think that,
Christ.
and going back a few years, the Jewish guy that I did kind of like him.
Ross Perot.
No,
He
you guys
wasn't Jewish.
Mike
Last
Dukakis?
Dance. No, Last Dance would have to say his name because he's
Lieberman.
Kissinger.
And I actually had this conversation with my my Orthodox Jewish friend. I said that I really liked him. I said that would it draw more attention and our support for Israel, and I just don't know if he would be the right. Some people just aren't the right answer, you know, and there's more problems with not that their opinions or what they how they want to lead. It's
I would
just
hate it.
who they are and about them, and I think Buttigieg is the same way.
Well,
Unfortunately.
I of all the candidates of the Democrats that are mentioned as possibly running in 2024, he seems like the one I like the most.
Better.
See,
Booty.
thank you. 'Cause
Ugh.
I've admitted this several times, and nobody's ever saw my point of view.
What about
When you're talking about all the ones, Topple, that you had up on stage, you know, who you gonna
No.
pick that was a better answer than him?
My Hawaiian sweetheart, but she's
There
been
you
on
go.
Fox News too much. That's the
Tulsi
I
problem.
feel
Gabbard?
like I looked into her, and I didn't. There was some stuff. I
What
didn't
was
care
what
about.
was it? What was the problem now?
I
Do
don't
you
remember.
remember?
I don't remember.
Okay,
It was
okay.
because of you that I looked into her because I didn't really know much about it.
Yeah,
She's-
But there was something that I looked into and I
She
didn't
was
like.
very center until she started doing Fox News like every 2 weeks. That kind of scared me off a little bit.
She's not ever going to.
like $10,000 a week on that. So
She can't be electable in the Democratic primary.
No,
so
she
there's
can't.
no.
And that's a sad part that we live in.
I tell you what, I like the guy that refuses everything that the Democrats put up there. That's a Democrat.
Manchin.
Yeah, Joe Manchin.
Okay.
The only problem I got with him, and it's just because I don't know enough about him, is I wonder if it's only because of where he lives and his constituents that he's saying the things he's saying. Like if he runs for office, you know, that's he's got the whole United States to cater to, or now he's catering to a small group of people. So sometimes with these people that live in these purple states, you know, I wonder, do they really feel the way they do, or are they just saying that because they won't get reelected if they say how they really feel?
Yep, that's a good.
Does
point.
that if that makes sense?
No, it does make sense.
Yeah, getting re-election for a lot of them is worth more and more important than
Right.
issues. Far more.
That's why I like Liz Cheney, because she was just like, look, I'm going to do what's right. You know, there's nobody like that. Whether I agree with everything she does or not, there's nobody like that in politics that just does what she feels in her heart was right. You know, it was like she threw like getting reelected out the window, and she was just going to
Yeah,
know?
but another way to think about it is some of them say, I'll never be able to make any change if I'm not in office. So sometimes they feel as though folding over on one thing to stay in office allows them to make a greater change with who knows how many decisions down the road, right? So,
Yeah, that is probably how they justify their decisions and votes.
without being in there, you're going to do nothing, zero. So retaining that might be more important than one issue most of the time. I think that's a logical way to think. That was crazy. I don't know. What do you think, Aphid? Makes sense?
Yeah. I think I gotta go pee because I can't think about anything else but peeing. But I want to see if
As you get
I
older.
got these favorite my favorite earphones that I have here that I've always used on here. They had a cord
cute.
before,
They're so
and I
cute.
got this new thing. It's a Bluetooth thing that clips up into the things, and I'm curious if I can go pee because you're hearing me out of this.
I don't want to hear you pissing. Don't do that.
No, you won't be able to. But I'm curious to see if I can still hear you if I can go out in the
He
back.
wants to
I
see
want-
if he can hear us. Not
I
that we
want to
can
hear
hear
Yeah,
this. I want to hear the stream on.
You want to hear?
I could.
Like try to pee on gravel so it has a little extra volume,
I don't want to hear no shit either.
or a loud, wet, juicy
Might
fart.
sound like sandpaper grinding against each other.
Right. Well, this is awkward. Now we have to like create sounds. Look at his setup there. Let's go solo layout and maybe I can tweak his sound.
Why? I won't tweak nothing.
Look at this thing, man. That is paradise.
I know.
I wish
Just think about it. FBI was just in there not too long ago, sweeping everything.
I mean, can you guys see the mouse?
The mouse.
The
What?
cursor, whatever you want to call it.
I don't see
The
I don't see a cursor.
The arrow? No.
Nope.
Shit. Remember a couple of weeks ago you could see it?
Yeah,
Well,
I do.
So I'm looking at, what is this, a curling iron over
But
on
we
the right
we
side?
could see it because you were sharing your screen.
No, I'm looking at the right corner where him and his wife were doing Halloween.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out what that was. Is
Probably
that a
I'm
share?
I'm thinking
Sonny
Sonny
Bono?
and Cher, and that's
Sonny and
so
Cher.
it's so small we can't
Oh
even
my
see
God.
any definition.
Why am I on
Everyone's
full
looking at the
screen?
Sonny-
So
Sonny
what's
and
in the right
Cher up
corner,
in the
AFAD?
corner.
Is that Sonny and Cher?
Oh, that right there?
Yeah.
That is,
Yes.
that is me and my wife as Sonny and Cher. You're absolutely
Okay.
right.
Wow.
That's what I was trying to figure.
Halloween. Yep.
Outstanding. I got you, babe.
That's right, man. We killed it that
I
year.
got you, babe.
It's small. We can't see any definition, so there's no like worry about anything on that.
That's
We're not
all right. I'm sure,
doxing
I'm sure
anything.
Mrs. Lip would be like, well, hey, if that's the picture that's gonna be shown to me, I'll take it.
Yo,
Yeah, you guys looked kind of on the like totally ripped and thin side. That
Yeah, right.
young, like
Before kids.
four kids, right? Exactly. Yeah, I mean,
I think you guys look beautiful to this day.
totally.
Oh, thank you, Topple.
Fucking
Even though you have no
kill me.
idea what my wife looks like.
I've seen a picture.
Shh.
No,
She's
no,
watching.
don't
If,
do
she's,
that.
if she knows you've seen a picture, she'll. How did he see a picture?
I seen a picture with you and your beautiful dogs. Dog, I think.
Guys
you
are
know what?
great. Guys are great.
We took all three of them to the pet store today. It was quite
Oh,
the
how much was
journey.
that?
Well, we went there to get a harness for the largest one because the one we got, I just don't really. It was the one that we took her for training. The trainer suggested it, so we went there today to get like a more beefier one because she's over. I think she's probably 100 or maybe even over 100 pounds.
She's a
Jesus.
killer dog because she's a pit
Yeah.
bull. You gotta make sure
She's
gonna
got
keep
pity
you
in her.
safe.
She's also got beagle in her though.
Can you hold that thing back when she goes into attack mode?
Attack.
Yeah, I
mode?
think so. She's a super sweetheart, but like she's very intimidating. That's why we got her. Actually, I'll be honest with you guys. We got her when I was having the trouble with Lively, and my
Oh
wife,
my God.
because I wasn't at home, and my wife, we have a pretty private backyard.
Oh,
and my
so
wife
she's
was like,
she's a proper defense dog, like a
That was the purpose.
Oh, I love
And
it.
and Smoke
I wouldn't want to.
Steve-
I wouldn't want the people that did the stuff that they did to me.
Good
to
night,
know,
Carol.
because-
Glad you joined us tonight.
Good night, hon.
Good night, Carol.
See you, Carol.
See
And
ya.
Smoke Steve wants to know why I have a fake Twitter and everything because of that shit.
Makes
I was
sense.
really open and honest about myself for the longest time because I just felt that I didn't want to be. I didn't have my
I
real
don't
name,
blame you. I don't blame you.
but it was until that point, and I still don't care. Like I could care less if there was like a million people that were going off on me and yelling at me and doing whatever they wanted to do to me. But I have a wife and kid, and
Hmm.
when I break that seal, it's like
Even
tough.
I felt guilty when people started attacking Grande, and I wasn't his biggest fan then. Even
You
though
are
we're
now.
I
Yeah,
understand him
felt
more.
bad.
I understand him more. It's not. It's. I don't.
McGrady was never bad.
I'm not
going
going to
to
hate somebody because the internet. Trust me that.
Right.
That's not who I am.
I kind
I
of
just-
hung out with the guys that tortured him, but that doesn't mean that I supported
Well,
what they did. And
I torture
certainly-
the fuck out of him, but not to a personal level ever, because that's stupid.
Yeah,
He's
the-
the
And
reason-
actually, if I recall, when AFED was getting attacked personally, I put my neck out there and said that's stupid to a certain person.
Well, thank
Well,
you.
I mean,
really
I'm not
appreciate
trying to pat myself on the shoulder though.
that. Well, I am. Thank you.
what it comes down
it was
to
it was because of my response to McGrande that I originally got really attacked. is
this
because
was
I
what, like 3 or 4 years ago?
Oh,
no, it's
dude,
probably
this
more
was
than
like
that now.
7 years now.
2015
I don't know.
or so?
I'd have to look. But it was
You-
because they kept doing gay stuff and like posting gay porn, and the ones that were doing it I knew in the past were so against and like were like, oh, that's like if somebody did that to them, they were like, oh, you're crossing the line, you can't do that, and they were doing exactly what they said that shouldn't be done to somebody else. And I was like, come on. Yeah. And plus my problem was which people really hated me for, was I kept telling them that the section for your say and live leakers was going to get shut down
Yeah,
because of
you
how they were
asshole, you
abusing
did
it.
You were
And
the
it's exactly what happened.
fucking hall
It's
mount
exactly
monitor.
what happened.
Hall
That's right.
monitor
Halt monitor. He's calling
And
you
it's
out.
exactly what happened. is
with
when
your
it got shut
pepperoni
down.
nipples.
That's right.
That's hilarious. I remember that.
Well, who the
Pepperoni
fuck were you on
nipples.
Live Leak?
Smoke Steve.
You were? I
Yeah,
thought you
but
were someone totally different.
I didn't get involved with a lot of arguments. I just was a lurker, and I was into the gore and the war.
So you didn't see Last Dance on the Russian channel?
No, I started out literally like on the Ogrish, and then
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for Ogrish, and it was gone, and it was now I somehow was redirected to a live leak, which wasn't definitely not that smooth. But amazing to think these were somewhat like early days in the internet, kind of. I mean, 2007. I mean, it was advanced, but it was still early, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There were multiple different fucking weird websites that had shit like this, but yeah, and then every night it became my routine to just watch all the new videos on Live Leak. So I would watch like 10 or 20 or whatever that day's thing was, and then jump on, YouTube and check out the people I followed on there. So it wasn't like I ever interacted very often, When Hayden started the live streams, I just was like, this is fucking awesome. Now I get to see what the brain is behind this. So I didn't really get into a lot of this shit you guys are talking about. I had some arguments with some people, but it was pretty
I certainly regret all the arguments because they were so stupid and such a waste of time. But I was an angry man in those days, and that was my
Stop going back. You
That was
felt
my way
how
to
you
vent.
felt.
I see where you're coming from, Last Dance, because the only reason I found Live Leak is because I think I was preparing myself for my father's death, and I got into watching people die in videos to like soften the blow of when it finally happened.
Yeah.
And that's so I totally get what you're saying.
I got in a live leak because I was traveling. I was younger. I was actually part of Orgish, but
Ogrish.
oh, I don't give a fuck how you say it. And that's all. But no. When I used to travel, instead of going to bars and all that, I found a community, a very fucked up community that I like to talk to. So I spent my time in hotel rooms doing that. That's how I found. Well, I knew about Live Leak, but didn't really sign up too much to it until then.
Hmm.
But then again, I was a scholar when I was on there. I didn't cause no trouble.
Right.
What? I had no biased opinions. I just didn't like certain people there.
There was a game called Skate, which was kind of like a skating simulator for like Xbox and PlayStation.
Was it
And I
like
ran
Tony
a-
Hawk?
It was more of a like simulator type of a game,
Okay,
where
okay.
you don't like pushing a button to grind.
Mhm, mhm.
But anyway, there was a community that came from that that game, and I got real involved, and I ran a website, and there was I got to anyway that game kind of died out, and it was right around the time that I found Live Leak in the community, because there was a community. It was a large community of these people that were old skaters that didn't skate as much but could play a video game that was like skateboarding. And anyway, the community part of Live Leak is what kept me coming back, because I was like, man, this is just like hanging out with these other people that I did on this place. There's cool people here.
And that's when you first met Mr. God to you?
Man, Mr. God, I go way back with Mr. God to you, unfortunately.
Was it from Lively?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
That guy is one eclectic character.
He's better in small doses.
Yes,
I know when you're with him for a while, you can he wears on you. But in small doses, he's
just
quite
us talking
charming.
about him, this could conjure him up like a next.
I could get him on here in 5 seconds if you want to.
Don't do it. Let him just discover.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Sorry. False flag. False alarm.
It's fun. There's some funny stuff about him. One is that he lives in Hawaii, and
Mhm.
he was drinking beers one time in a video he was making, and he got pinched for he got in big trouble for it. And he said he like refilled them with water or something. It was like just trying to show off, but there's nobody that's gonna believe
Why would he
that.
get in trouble for drinking beer?
He got because he was driving. He got
driving. Okay.
He got
You didn't
he
say
got
that part.
he got contacted by the authorities about him driving while he was drinking.
The Hawaiian State Police, they
Apparently, yeah.
super chill dudes, but
Well,
don't
then
drink and drive.
Steve McGarrett himself called him up. You probably don't remember Hawaii
he put
5-0.
He put himself on the map when he went on what was that channel? God
Come on,
damn it.
come on.
He was on what's the comedy channel? Where that dude, the comedian
Tosh
yeah,
2.0.
Tosh.
Did
Tosh
he do
2.0.
the blackface?
No. This is
Oh.
parrots. It was the parrots.
Oh,
I don't know what Tosh is.
Tosh
Yeah, but
it's
2.0.
like he
Tosh
plays
2.0
internet
would-
videos.
Wouldn't have been very smart to have that Mr. God be
Well,
here.
they didn't know him that well then.
Could be a little risky, you know what I'm saying? Like,
He had a dash cam, and he used to go to the beach and put it on like they were like young girls sometimes.
Yes.
Like they could have been easily like
Jesus.
14 years old.
oh no.
And he would leave it recording them and then upload it to Live Leak, and it'd be titled like, I think he said, "Creepy Old Man Watches Girls at Beach" or
Jesus.
something.
And that was my biased opinion because I could have
That
done
is
that
creepy.
Grande
It is
so many
creepy.
times.
And
Yeah,
then he
you know
would,
what? I would guess with the relationship I have with my local cops, if I hit him with a little bit of thunder and knocked his ass out for doing that, I probably wouldn't get arrested.
Hawaii to Massachusetts.
Hey, here in Massachusetts, they don't fuck around with the beaches, bro. That's how it goes.
The people in the comments would just go off on him, and he'd just do it. He'd do it again just to make them, just to
Jesus.
do it to him.
Freak
And
show.
so me and him were real heavy like uploaders of content on like not just like stuff we were doing, like like we would go out and search and hunt for videos to post, that we would find. And he would get pinched because Hayden just hated him. And he would, every time he would get a copyright strike, and Hayden would take, because he had a red star, and he'd take away his red star and he'd
You
ban him
fucking
for
red stars.
he'd ban him for like 2 weeks or something. But Mr. Got You, he uploaded a serious amount of content that was like feature worthy. You know what I'm saying? So
I remember he had a millipede like in a box of wires. It was like riveting. I was watching that. It's like,
well, I'm not saying not just stuff that he made. It was like, he would find stuff. So every day, Mr. God to You he would upload like 6 videos, constantly.
Right.
Well, no, he would go out and find original, like the videos you see on Live Leak aren't from the person that videotaped it.
Of course not.
It's from somebody like me that would go out and search for the scour.
No,
of the internet
I
to
realized
find
you weren't in a beer store in Brazil when a guy.
right, exactly.
I know
Exactly.
you weren't there. I get that you found that on the
Right.
internet, but thank you for clarifying. It really does help.
that's just, I'm just clarifying.
All right,
So
got it.
anyway,
Thank you, man.
so he would use that power, and he would
Hayden's
get
okay.
his star back, and he would do it. It would be this constant cycle where Hayden would be like, bam, but I get copyright strikes all the time, and they would just take down my video. Most of the time they wouldn't even send me a message, but sometimes they would get in trouble because somebody would be like, you can't host this and sell advertising on your website when this is copyrighted in this way. So but for mine, they would just delete them. They wouldn't even say anything to me. But for Mr. Got You, every time it would happen, they would ban them. And it was just like that he'd make another account and like complain about it or something, and they'd let him back, and then he'd complain and they'd give him his star back.
I got a copyright warning for playing Over the Hills and Far Away, but then like I want to say a half hour later, it was gone. It was almost
Copyright. It was just music you played in the background.
No, I played the guitar. Riff, but it was almost like the algorithm picked it up, and then an actual person watched it and realized I was just playing the guitar live, which is not a problem. And they nicked it off the list. So it was like, I was like, shit, what do I do? And I just waited, and it was gone. So I assume. I don't know.
Well, I want to speak for the rest of us 3. If any of us watched that video and made fun of you, I apologize.
I fucking did it.
For what?
What video?
Because it's. I'm just saying, because when people would upload content, there was such harsh criticism. You had to have thick skin, or you weren't gonna.
Well, I'm talking about here on YouTube.
He's talking about YouTube.
Oh, yeah, YouTube. Yeah, okay.
This was like 2 weeks ago. Not like.
How dare you?
8 years ago, right?
Well, I'm subscribed. I don't remember getting a notification that you uploaded something.
No, it was during a pub. You're never here for the pubs anymore, man. It's really bothering me, bro.
At
Dude,
the pub,
it's like
he plays the guitar at the pub beginning.
I see what you're saying now.
I mean,
I missed
if it's
I'm
like
sorry.
he's just playing guitar, I don't even give a fuck about that. I'm not coming.
No,
in
usually
like
like when you first start, I'm trying to, because I'm trying to like get back here. But Saturday night, it's like prime time. So like we're always supposed to be doing something. So Saturday night, we're always supposed to be doing something.
You have a fun family. You guys are always doing fun shit. So I don't expect you to like drop everything and run here.
I
but
try,
I fucking
man.
do,
I do
dude.
try.
I kind of fucking do. All right.
He will hold it against you, though.
Like
I don't,
even
but I do.
even a couple of weeks ago, we had a big party here, so I missed the show, and I was like, man, I wonder what they're talking about.
Yeah, and that was I have no idea what that. I never know really what we're talking about. Even like 5 minutes ago, I'm like totally fucking blank right now. So
The old Live Leak days, though, man, they were good. I do miss Live Leak. I do. I miss the community and like Gort and
Yeah.
oh geez, some tosser. I miss that guy.
Gort stopped posting towards the last few years. He didn't have much stuff.
I think I think, and I
He
could
would
be
PM
wrong,
you.
but it seemed like when Trump got elected, it seemed like a lot of stuff changed. I could be wrong
Gort
making that
seemed
assumption.
healthy.
Yeah.
He seemed sort of like thin and trim, and he was out there filming people discreetly in the lowland mountains of California. And maybe some of them got picked up by the local news, and he may have gotten questioned by the.
There was that one video that
local
made the
sheriff.
national news.
Yes. Oh, what the fuck! Hilarious. Do you remember that, Topple?
Oh, I absolutely remember that.
I mean,
Gort in
Is
the
that
balaclava.
where he looked at a traveler on a trail and put a mask on or something?
Yep, the
It was
balaclava.
let's
Like
put it
when the-
straight. It was a
when he-
female jogger.
It was a
When he
joke.
turns the camera on him, and he's got that ski mask on, and he gives that grin. You can only see his
Just
mouth through that mask. It's totally like you would never doubt that it was him. Like
Could you
totally see
understand
him
people
with
seeing that
grin.
didn't know him now?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well, yeah, if that was my wife and I saw him, I'd be like
Mhm.
thinking, like, I don't know,
Right,
like,
right.
let's go kill him. You know,
But I could totally
Yeah.
see him making that video and thinking it was just funny as hell because it was totally funny as hell.
yeah. And in hindsight, looking at it from a distance, it kind of was. I mean, he sort of made Live Leak a little more famous for being such a fucking dumbass. But
I do think he lived to regret that, though.
I think it affected him.
Probably.
It is a lot of grief he took.
I mean, that shit was hilarious, dude.
Do you guys remember is it Stratman? Jay, what was his name? No, not Stratman. I can't think of his name. He always
Man.
no, not from YouTube.
J.R.
Stressman.
Stressman.
That's yeah. Oh my god, that guy was great, man. Oh my god,
he got chased away
he,
too.
He had it. He would have his name like a sign. Oh, Smoke Steve put his earphones too close to the mic.
That
Coming
motherfucker.
back.
Oh no, he's got his
Yeah.
earphones on.
Coming
So I don't
back.
know why we got that feedback. I don't know what else.
Yeah, your ass got up and everything got different. What are you doing there?
What is it bad? Should I?
No,
Now I don't hear
Go
it.
get your
but-
beer.
My
Go get
bladder
your
is
beer.
so full of hefty
You're fine.
caffeine.
Go get your beer.
So yeah, that Jared, he would put that. He had that sign that said Stressman, I think is what it said in the background, and he would start music, and he would kind of just like slowly come into the scene, and his timing was perfect. That guy was so funny, man. Love that guy. J.R. Stressman. That was what his name was. God, that guy was funny.
Remember that one guy named McGrande though? I really loved him though.
McGrande.
I
Was he here last night?
no,
he
he wasn't.
He was in the chat for a
No,
moment.
he never came on.
He never came
And
out.
I was gone for a couple weeks, and I saw like a clip on the YouTube, and I'm like, wow, he looks really good. So I guess he got good equipment finally.
Yes,
He did, yeah. He doesn't have that lag anymore, which kind of takes away a lot of the fun of having him on.
No, McGrande's fun to have on. He's a total opposite opinion when it comes down to certain things. Like I might mark you as that person, but you're definitely not center though.
You don't think I'm center at all? You think
No, I
I'm a
don't.
liberal?
I don't think you're center.
What?
But
What
you
makes
look-
you?
What do you think I am? No, because everyone gets mixed up with that.
I think you're a centrist that leans liberal. To be honest with you, if you want my honest opinion, that's what my honest.
I want your
opinion
honest opinion. What makes you think I lean left? Though?
I think you lean right.
See,
think
there's
you
the
do.
difference.
I don't think you do. I feel like I just hear a tinge of smartass with your comments and just wanting a reaction out when you say a lot of the stuff that
So
you say.
a troll? Is that what you're saying?
That's just my look. I don't know if I can even describe it. Topple, you asked me, and I'm giving you my opinion, and there
Yes.
it is.
He is saying you're a bit of a troll,
That's what I wanted.
and you are a bit of a troll, and
No, I admit that. I already
that's
did
fine.
that. Yeah. I
But
just
I
wanted-
would, I wouldn't. Yeah, I would think you're probably more of a centrist than most of the rest of the people that are on this show. I would say.
Oh, thank you. I feel special now.
But I think that I might like come off as leaning liberal, but there's some topics that it depends on what your bellwether is. If you want to get into like Last Dance has even said that I'm more more right than he is on certain topics. So
What topics would that be?
I don't remember what they were. It was his opinion,
maybe
not
maybe
mine.
war topics. The
Oh.
U.S. The U.S. is the world's policeman, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, I
Gotcha,
definitely think
gotcha.
we definitely need to be the world's police.
Fuck is
We definitely need to be the world's police. That's
You-
going to
you-
keep us on top.
Dr.
That's what
McGillicuddy?
you believe that the prosperity that we enjoy is at least in part due to that.
Strongly.
This is the one we
That's-
drink
that's
and
reasonable.
drive with. I mean, drink, stop in the parking lot and then drink and not drive.
You think what you said that's reasonable, Last Dance?
It is reasonable. I don't agree with it, but it's a very
Yeah,
Good
not
shit.
it's not a strange and unusual opinion.
Well, AFED, you missed this yesterday. I changed. I'm not independent no more. I'm a Republican. How you feel about me now?
No kidding, huh?
I don't feel any differently that you just told me that.
Oh, that's right, because you already hated me before.
Why'd you do
no,
that?
did you say I always hated you?
No. I know.
No.
You
Oh, I
know,
don't hate you.
our personal conversations are different, but no, yeah, I did change to the Republican Party.
Why?
Oh wait, I think Mrs. Lip might have told me that did you say that you changed just so you could vote in the primaries
Yes, exactly.
a certain way? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, she did tell me that actually.
And if Trump's on the ballot, I'm not going to vote for him, but who is the second person in line in my mind? Well, first person in line.
Ron
don't know Trump.
DeSantis.
I don't think that guy's the answer either.
I don't know about
I
him.
think that might be the front runner in the Republican side.
Probably
Right now,
at this point, yeah, at this point. But I mean,
Not
it's so
my
far off.
eyes.
When you're this far off, seriously, like nobody would ever guess Trump was the front runner this far back, So there's no it's novelty at best to think about who is the front runner.
Well, I know a person whose most of their foreign policy experience is from being able to see Russia across from Alaska. She could be our next
Sarah
president.
Palin, she
Sarah
just
Palin.
lost. She just lost an election.
Can you believe that?
Good.
That
I'm
was
glad
the
she did.
primary. Yeah.
I can't stand her.
A Democrat won the House seat in Alaska. That's
Well,
pretty amazing.
Do you guys
Yes.
actually pay super attention to what's going on with politics with that kind of as like who could be a possible candidate? We
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
the Republican side is, and I think I said this yesterday. Who's the Democrat side right now? Who's people aiming for?
I mean,
I
it's
wouldn't
the
know.
usual. It's Elizabeth Warren is a
Ugh.
top one.
That's
Gavin Newsom.
horrible.
Gavin
Oh,
Newsom
that's
is a
right.
That's
We
top
had this
one.
conversation yesterday.
They're
My bad.
horrendous.
Pete Buttigieg is a top one.
I mean, I think he's a solid candidate myself.
He is, man. I'm telling you,
All right,
that
all
guy
right.
is a decent dude. He's not bad. I don't know
No.
how he's doing in his new job. I have no idea because luckily I don't pay attention to politics nearly as much anymore, and I think that's probably healthy for everybody.
I'm the same way. I don't pay as much
Absolutely.
attention as I used to.
Well, do you think it's a problem that he's a homosexual?
What does that have to do with anything now?
His
There was
electability,
a good
I think it's-
silence there. You guys all waited for.
I think his
Well-
electability has a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
And
I don't care about the color.
I'll tell you what it comes down to. It comes down to that first night when he gets elected, and he's got to do that famous dance that they record and show to the world, and he's going to be dancing with another dude, and that's going to be a hard pill for the rest of the United States to swallow. I'm just telling you.
And
How is that so hard to swallow?
here's why I think you're wrong. Here's why I think you're wrong, Aphid Lip.
All right, tell me. I'd like to know.
It's about 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. 1/3 will always vote for the Republican. 1/3 will always vote for the Democrat.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't matter whether they're gay or mass murderers or saints. And then there's the third in the middle, the independents. And I think the independents are very accepting of a gay man, and I think they could easily vote for him.
You would agree with me that not 100% of independents are, though. Right?
Hell no.
Not 100%, but a vast majority.
So when you bring an election down to 1%, one way or the other, then a small percentage of independents, which is 1/3, arguably what you just said, could make a difference.
If it gets down to 1%.
I mean, you're making a ton of assumptions by saying.
I'm not making a ton of assumptions. The last few elections have been decided by when you look at the overall numbers. The last one wasn't.
But you're still assuming by.
But
just
no,
using
but
the previous
you
elections as
you
your,
change one or two
comparison.
states that were a very slim majority vote. That you could make a difference that several thousand people of 1/3 of the percentage that you're talking about, if they felt one differently, would make an extreme difference.
Theoretically, correct.
I will agree that it's a bit of a handicap for him. I agree with that, but I believe that. I mean, it depends who he runs against, right? If it could be that he faces opposition that makes it a close election, but
I think if he ran up against Trump, I think that he would, because all you would have to do is be like, okay, who won the last election, and then just drop your mic and walk off the stage, just like the Republicans just had to do. Like, look at this old man, that we're running against.
I don't know.
That's all they had to say. That's it.
Good night,
That's all
Mr.
they had to say.
You're making a ton of assumptions, man.
No, I'm not making it. No, I am not.
Well, what you're talking about is in fact because it hasn't happened yet. So you are assuming that this.
Well, I'm assuming, but I am fully confident my assumptions are correct. That if you would have not pushed these lunatic candidates that were extreme in their views,
I
and
agree.
you would have voted a more see,
What
Last Chance
pushes
knows
that,
what I'm
though?
talking about.
What pushes that though to get those extreme candidates in?
Because nobody stands up and says what's going on.
Or
None of the
does it have
people that
anything
count.
to
None
do
of the people
with,
that count. None of the people that can matter to those people. None of the people that agree with most of what they're thinking are willing to stand up to them and say, look, get your shit together, slap them in the face a couple of times, okay? And be like, get with the program and, don't fuck this up. We don't have to do much to get rid of this.
Take it easy, Mr. Kelsey.
These crazy left-wing radicals that we don't want, like, making, the norm, where we have to abide by what they say. If you just get out of this whole kissing Trump's feet thing, then we could make a difference here and halt this from happening. But they won't do that.
I agree, and I don't have a lot of confidence that things will get better soon on the Republican side.
Is this new, or am I just growing up with politics right now? Has this always been the issue before Bush and all them?
No, I think it's different every time. There's
I
something
didn't pay
a little bit different.
attention. I didn't start paying attention to politics till Bush, and I fucking hated him.
Junior.
Yeah. W.
Right.
That's why you were a Obama supporter.
No. I was all for healthcare, the plan, and I'm still for it. I just wish we would focus a little more on it and try to fix it where we're at. But
And speaking of financially, the Obamacare thing put me in the poorhouse, to be honest with you.
I agree.
So whoever said, I'm a business owner and I wasn't for Obama,
That was me.
I did not like the Obamacare, and I didn't think it was a good time to do it. I didn't think we were in a, I think that's like you do that on the when you're up and you start giving shit away when you're at the height of your game, when you got extra, not when you're down at the lowest and you don't, you need to pinch every penny, and I think he was pressured into doing it because he, was a new young person, impressionable.
And that
And
was
I think
his
that
goal.
he had a short period of time. He had a short period of time before he lost his power to be able to make it go through. And
That was
Last Dance probably knows more about this than I do, but that's just my opinion.
Well, it was a major goal of his administration, so it was almost like he wanted to get it done during his administration. It seemed,
Well, he had a short window to do it because he was going to lose power, just like Biden should lose all his power right now because people are just going to here's the deal. People are just going to blame if the times are bad. They're going to blame whoever's in power. It doesn't matter if they're a Democrat or a Republican.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. So Obama was, it was the end of Bush's being able to run. Obama got it because people had thought that, well, let's not deal with a Republican anymore. Let's try a Democrat for a while. So Obama won, and he had a short window before people were like, shit's still bad, so we don't want you in office either. And he pushed that health care through, and we weren't in a financial place where we could sustain doing it at the time. And it's probably like me changing the brakes in my truck where I'm never going to think that we're in a financial place where I can push it through. So I'm always going to feel that way. Just like I don't think we should be paying all these kids, debts that they racked up for going to school. I'm never going to be in a place where I think we should pay that. Never.
True. I agree.
Yep.
You speak the word, my brother.
Hey guys,
Do you want to pay my? Do you
I'm
want
gonna-
to?
I'm
You're gonna hit
pooped.
the road.
I'm gonna hit the
Last
road.
Dance. I hope you get some good sleep tonight, Last. Yes.
Yeah, you too.
And I hope you wish the same for me.
Yeah, I do wish the same for you. I had a lot of fun on the show tonight.
All right. Good to see
Take
you,
care,
Last
buddy.
Dance.
Take
Good
it
night,
easy.
Last Dance.
Good night.
Have a great
Peace.
week.
You too.
See ya. All right. What do you think, guys? Continue this maelstrom?
Well, I just
Dude,
want to ask.
you don't need
Abe
to
had
ask
this
us. It's your
question.
show.
It's your show.
Well, I mean, I'll just end it and run away.
Take
but
charge. Take charge. Be like,
You guys wanna
I'm
keep
done.
this
going?
bitch. You
I
are
need
the
to-
president. of this.
Look, I want to tell you something, Steve. We're sitting here. If we didn't want to still sit here, we would make up an excuse and click that button and be upstairs right now.
All right.
We're
What
still
I said
here.
yesterday.
So you don't
I-
need to ask me if
I didn't have
we're
to pick my son up
All right,
yesterday.
we're still
I just wanted
rolling
to get
then.
away from Cypher.
All right. Let's go. Go.
All right, Aphid
Yeah.
Lip. Sorry. How do
Good.
you feel about the assault weapons that he was talking about, though? Maybe you said it. I didn't watch any shows prior to this.
Oh,
though.
about Biden's speech?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see anything about it. All I saw was the stuff he said.
We're
but I
gonna
didn't
ban
watch it.
F-15s.
Did he say that? Did he really say that?
I don't
Did
know.
he
No.
say that?
I don't know. I read that on Twitter, so I don't
Oh,
know if
he's-
that's fact. So
It's an
I
honest
I can't. I'm 49 years old, and I've got the whole AK-47, AR-15. Like I put half of one with the other before. So if the old man did that, then
No
so
big
be it.
deal.
do you think it was a good idea to speak up like that at this point?
I don't know what he
Before
said about it,
midterms?
so I don't know what you're talking about. What
He
did
said
he say?
he wants to ban. Well, we know what he wants to ban. Anything that could be labeled as a assault rifle, a AR-15, or anything like that.
Right.
Look, man. If you want my honest opinion, then I don't care. If
I'm not
anybody
looking for
wants-
your opinion, but do you think it was smart for him to bring that up right before the midterms?
I don't think Biden. I don't think Biden cares about like people were like, oh my god, like his approval rating is so low. It's got to
But you
bother
just
him.
said
I
it
don't think
got
it
up.
bothers. I don't think it did. I don't think it bothers him at all because he's been in politics so long. He knows like that people are going to hate him at sometimes, and people are going to like him at sometimes. You know,
That's
he's
right.
only got to do. He's an old man. He don't care about that shit. You know, he made it to the top. He made it to be president of the United States, which is
By
what he
false
felt like.
election.
Yeah, right. He felt like he needed to be there, and he deserved to be there, and he's there. So he did deserve to be there.
Okay, but
So
I'm just
I don't think he
saying.
cares about that stuff. So
So it's
I
all
think that,
political theory right now.
well, if you're at, if you're saying is he smart, I think he knows he's a one-term president. So he
Okay.
feels he probably feel. I'm just thinking. I didn't see what he said, but I'm just guessing. He probably feels that the way he said about what he said about assault rifles is right. And I got to tell you that if somebody wants to try something, because I understand it's our Second Amendment right, and if they go too far, then it's not going to happen. But if we don't try anything because we're like, oh well, that's not going to work, or you know, people
What do you
need
mean?
we
You're
need to be
anti-gun?
yeah. No, I don't.
He's not
I told you
anti-gun.
I think everybody should own whatever guns they should, but there should be some
To
kind
Good
of
a
man.
limit.
there should be some kind of like at least the equivalent of if you own a car and you have to get it inspected
Oh,
and
fuck
have
that
a
shit.
license.
He believes
yeah.
in gun control.
I'm just telling you that's what
You should be able to have 500 guns. As long
Oh,
yeah,
as-
get the
but
fuck outta here.
but you should be able. I think, just my opinion, I think you should be. You looked at just like you do with
I
a
agree with that.
license test and
Background
it
checks.
should be similar to owning a car and
gun
driving a car.
control, like how it is
So,
already.
That's how I
Yes.
feel.
Yeah, that's how it is in Massachusetts. It's a great
people-
gun laws here. Great.
The whole gun, we definitely here in the United States, there is some kind of something's off. All right, there's something that the rest
Something's
of the world
off,
is
huh?
doing.
I agree. I
That-
agree.
Yeah,
Way off.
something we're doing is wrong here. So
By
if we want to
state.
slightly tweak stuff and change it, where if we don't, if we're not happy with that, and the Republican person
What's
gets in-
wrong? What's wrong? Put it in words.
What's wrong?
Yeah. You said something.
We got too many people using these high-powered automatic weapons to kill people.
They're not automatic.
Rephrase that.
Semi-automatic. I don't care what you want to call it. There's two. Okay, here. I'll put it in the basic forms. There's too many people on this United States that we live on that are killing other people with guns. All right, it's astronomically different than it is the rest of the world. We got to figure out what that is, and if somebody
Right,
wants to
but-
try something and make it work for a little while, and if we don't like that, we'll change it back. Then give it a shot. I don't have a problem with it.
If there's a peaceful gun owner who goes to the range and teaches his family how to shoot, and they never
I
have
do.
any issues.
I didn't say take all
Is
guns.
it
No, no,
taking
no.
his guns away? Going
This
to
is where
solve
it gets
the problem
mixed
of-
up
of-
about.
See,
of
that's
gun
the
crime?
argument. That's the argument. It goes right away, and nothing ever gets done.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Something needs to be tried to see if it works, because having this argument about, well, what if I'm a good person and I want to take my son out to shoot a gun, and then we don't do nothing and nothing
What's your
changes?
idea for the solution?
I gotta pee first because that's all I can think about. Again.
All right, well,
I'll tell
come
you
up with
my
some fucking
solution during
ideas
that time
over
period. Can I tell you my solution, Smoke Steve?
there. Yeah, please.
I believe in people having guns and all, but I don't think we practice gun control in a nation. Like, there's easier gun laws with certain states to other ones,
Of course.
but I'm not. I know the red flag law, which I have disagreements and agreements with, but I want to see it how it happens. Like, I don't want my neighbor to call the police and all my guns being gone. Trust me. That's how I do feel. But if there's notions of, let's just say, in Texas,
Yeah.
I threatened to shoot up a school before. Should I be able to get a gun ever?
No.
That's where I lie on that point. We need stronger gun laws, and I don't think it should be up by state. But then again, that scares me because I don't want to become California either. I'll let AFED take over. AFED.
Wait, I didn't hear what you guys were talking about, but
I brought
gotta
up
ask you.
how I
Wait,
don't.
hold on. I gotta ask you. Mrs. Lip wants to know if you're a middle child. topple?
No, I was the last child. Well, I'll have two. I'll have two.
She's
so.
got her answer then. Okay, what were you gonna
What
ask
the
me?
hell is she saying? She's talking shit.
I don't know. I want. She said you're sweet. She said you're sweet, and she
Oh,
wanted to know. She's like, ask him if he's a middle child. That's all I got. I was peeing, and then
am
that
I
was
supposed to be
that was
insulted by that?
I don't know.
No,
You can be
no.
whatever you want by
I
it.
love Miss Aphid. I wish she was on the show over you.
That ain't ever gonna happen.
I know.
All right. So, what was your question?
So I
for
said
me?
about the red flag laws and all that stuff. I want to see how it happens, but I do disagree. If my neighbor has a complaint that all my guns would be missing, then I brought up if I would ever make a comment about shooting up a school, should I be able to ever have access to a gun?
No. That's it.
But that
Yeah.
happened where in Texas. That's my concern. I'm not the FBI. I'm not none of that shit. But I think we could do a lot better with gun control.
Well, look.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. Like you just said. Like right now, you know, you could say that and maybe still have a gun or whatever. And there's a rule in place. So there's going to be like this gray area where some of the stuff that was okay and some people are going to get screwed and maybe unfairly,
Well,
you know,
I
but at
shouldn't
least
have a gun.
after that point, you know, maybe we'll be in a better place and we have to make some sacrifices in the short term to get to a point where we don't have these situations, or at least cut down on them. You know, if we cut down on 10% of the people that get killed by guns every year, you know how many people that is that are saved? I mean, it's a lot of
But
people, man.
that's the argument with Hemi murders or gunshot victims happen with unregistered guns and
Right.
all that.
Well,
stuff.
that's my thing is I think
So
that
we're
most
gonna
people
take
are
the
killed
guns
with
out of. We're gonna take the guns out of how Smoke Steve was saying, like responsible gun owners, like me. Which, not to lie, I shouldn't be able to ever have a gun because my felonies were in teenage years and they were expunged. But I'm allowed to have guns today. I think I'm a responsible adult now, but that's what changes. But it's just, let's look at the murder rate. What we know. Not now. There's a lot of murders that do not get to figure out who caused the crime and what weapon was chose. Like, let's look at Chicago, Camden, and all those.
St.
We
Louis.
focus mostly on mass shootings. Well, the media focus mostly on mass shootings, which
Or just shootings.
I
not
never.
necessarily
No. If it's a mass shooting in a school, I never ever want to fucking see that happen. And do I blame guns for that? No,
Well,
I
you
blame
can't.
the process of how they, like, what happened in Texas. That was completely fucked up. I already explained on Discord how my kid's school practices that. Like, when I go to pick him up, I got to ring in, walk in. I don't have access to the school. There's a hallway between the school and me to let me in. And there's a guy behind. And I live in the suburbs. I don't even live in
Yeah,
the
that's how it is at my
city.
that's how it is at my boys' school.
I talked to a guy through a window, I think bulletproof window, but that's how it should be everywhere around. There should be no access. And I understand in Texas there was mistakes making, and I could tell you right now.
This is in the middle of nowhere. This is the middle of nowhere too. So
I
like,
hate bringing up school
our
shootings.
suburbs have a lot of tax dollars to pay for that shit, but like these middle
Well,
of
city has
some podunk town, I can't be expected to have a cop on duty and a
cities
a
have
security
metal
system and all that stuff.
detectors, but that's not stopping someone coming in and doing what that guy did in Texas. So
Exactly.
but I am a strong component for gun control. I'll let a Philip go.
Well,
I'm gonna try
I'll
to stop calling you AFED.
I'll tell you this: these mass shootings that get the most publicity is such a small percentage of the real overall problem that we have going on. It's mostly cities like I live in, where every night, you know, there's People they didn't. It
Philadelphia.
doesn't even make the news where people get killed with gun violence.
Well,
And
but
then,
I
like,
mean,
at
how
least
many
once-
of those guns are acquired illegally?
We don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's the
We don't
problem,
know.
Smoke Steve. We need to fix the stolen gun problem, not the gun buying problem.
Right.
It's a stolen gun problem.
Now, if we talk about this, then we're going to talk about guns coming over the border, and then that
No,
becomes
it's
another
not,
topic.
It's not guns coming over the border. It's guns getting stolen out of
People
cars.
are
is the problem.
going to tell you that, though, and it is mostly from guns
That's it.
being stolen. I know
We
that.
can't blame every problem on the.
Immigrants.
Yeah,
Well, no,
it's
not
ridiculous.
immigrants, not immigrants.
Like they just
itself.
bring everything bad in the United States.
people
Mother-
trying to escape. A
Let
bad
alone I
life
can't go
before
get
living
2
your life.
tacos at Jack in the Box for $1 because they don't have enough employees to work there. Get some Mexicans in there to make my.
How about
Why
better yet?
is that a good quick meal? 2 for $1?
Jesus Christ.
Hell yeah, it is. It's been the
Yeah,
same way
it is.
since 1988.
I've
Jack
never
in the
heard of
Box.
that.
2 tacos for $1.
Well, tell me,
Jack in
Smoke
the Box.
Steve. Smoke
Huh.
Steve, tell me how you feel.
Yes.
How we should attack issues going on with America with the shoot-ins and everything, not generalizing if it's illegal or not illegal.
Yeah,
guns.
common sense gun control makes sense to me, buddy.
That's what
Okay.
everybody thinks. So
Yes.
why isn't it happening?
I don't know.
But
I mean,
should
I
we
I'll
don't
tell you
believe-
why it's not happening because you got stupid people like the NRA that people still give
No,
money
fuck
to.
them. Fuck them assholes. I'm all for
Stupid.
guns, but at the same time, fuck those people.
Here in the state of Massachusetts, you have to basically meet up with a firearms resource officer or the chief of police in your town when you want to get a license to carry.
Do you train?
They make you get a course. It's a beginner's course.
But
It's
do you know what the course base is on? Like,
Gun
obviously
safety.
gun safety.
gun safety.
but-
That's it.
But how about this? What's self-defense and what's not self-defense?
Well, nobody can tell you that. They wouldn't
Well,
because that
in
would be
these
risky.
days, we can't really talk about that. But like,
You
we
can't-
should have like this is amazing because Texas actually makes you do those courses, but not what's self-defense and what is and what is not self-defense.
Right.
Like when we come to the Kyle Rittenhouse, I hate to bring that up, but like we don't know what happened, and this is how I stand with the Kyle Rittenhouse case. I didn't see video of what happened the first person that was killed, but I did see what happened when the one guy was killed and the other guy was shot.
I don't know what the Kylo Rittenhouse is.
You really don't?
No.
Kyle Rittenhouse?
Is that what you were calling it?
No. I'm talking about a case where we can see what evidence
Stupid
is.
kid that everybody puts on a pedestal.
Stupid kid. It's not a kid's fault. I blame the parents actually, but that's
Right.
just
I
my
do
too.
opinion.
Yeah. I thought
But
you were saying
there's
Kylo.
video out there of a famous case that happened. He shot and killed somebody because he was being chased through a parking lot. We don't see a video about that, but we do see a video when he was running away, supposedly running towards the police, and he was attacked by Black Lives Matter protesters, which I get a little weird when I say Black Lives Matter because I know Black Lives Matter people, they're not all for that kind of shit. And that's why I get a little weird with that shit. There's different angles with that, but he got knocked to the ground, and one person that was supposedly attacking him, which I think it was an attack, he shot him and he died. And another person showed up with a gun and pointed towards him, and he shot his arm off. I don't want to even talk about it because if you don't
I've
know
seen
the
it.
case,
I've seen
No,
it.
he's talking about Kyle Rittenhouse.
Kyle
Smoke Steve
Rittenhouse.
knows. He knows who you're
Yeah.
talking about.
I've seen it many times.
so I would say what we see on video, we can
Did you
justify.
think he said Kylo Ren?
Yeah,
I'm
I
so
know.
drunk. I'm so
I
sorry.
know. I heard him repeat himself. That's the only part I caught.
Kyle
I'm sorry, I'm
Rittenhouse.
drunk.
Yeah,
I
yes,
didn't hear the Kylo Ren part, but I
But
don't
you can see the
doubt. I don't doubt
similarity.
you.
I'm an asshole. I'm sorry.
Kyle Rittenhouse.
But the
Kylo
Kyle Rittenhouse case.
Ren. Yeah.
What do you would say? I know this is so over, and we already know the judgment. But like, how do you feel about? Oh, now you're gonna go to sleep,
No,
you
go ahead.
bitch.
Go.
He likes Kyle. He thinks he's a good dude.
Yeah,
Do
he's
you?
the man.
Well, I know. I already showed
He
videos. I already
does.
know how he feels. We saw the boyfriend trying to get into a house.
Oh no,
Here.
boyfriend.
Remember that video I posted on Discord about a boyfriend, that ex-boyfriend, and he tried to break into the house, and Papa Bear shot him up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I-
that one was awesome. I love that.
And
Yeah,
I,
that's a shame. That's a shame. It's a shame about that story, you know.
it's a shame.
was
I
awesome.
don't think that the dad was wrong. It's a shame, the whole thing, because the kid probably wasn't like some serial killer.
Yeah,
and-
but he was trying to
How
break
about-
into a house.
I mean, yeah, he crossed. But does he deserve to die? Probably not. But
How about when he was doing that weird crab walk away from the house, and as he was
Yeah,
exhaling,
Jesus Christ.
and his
he was
lungs-
dying. You
his
Have
lungs
three-
were filling with blood, and he was
Have 3
dying.
bullets in you. See how you walk.
That was horrendous. That was
it's a shame. It's a shame about that.
Holy
kid.
shit.
Here's the
Shocking.
perfect
great
example.
video. Good old
Perfect example.
school live leak style on that.
How my opinion was, my wife changed my opinion when she put me in that reality. Because I didn't put myself in his or the father's shoes. I was thinking, why did he have to shoot him 3 times? That's fucking crazy. Shoot once.
I instantly thought, yeah, good for the dad for shooting him.
Blast away.
And then my
Yeah,
wife
that's what
put
I did.
into my
I
mind.
still felt sorry for the kid, though. I still felt
My
sorry.
I did.
my wife put in my mind was, if he's willing to break into a house where he supposedly could hear the father say, "Leave, I have a gun." If he's willing to break into that house, even knowing the facts behind it, he's going to hurt that girl somewhere down the road.
Yeah, I know.
And I never thought about that until my wife said it, and she's my better half, obviously. But then I'm like, and that's when my wife said, shoot away. Shoot away.
It was awesome.
Just don't break my front glass door. Like the guy did.
That's exactly right.
But like
Yeah.
with the, I hate to bring the, I know Philip doesn't like the Kyle Rittenhouse. And I understand him on that point.
I don't
think-
dislike the kid.
No.
but-
He shouldn't be a hero. He should not be a
yeah,
hero.
he's
the
a
putting him
hero.
on a pedestal.
No, he's
and,
not
like,
a hero. He's not a hero.
cracking him out at the CPAC or whatever, you know, and he pronounces on the stage like he's some god.
Raise the roof.
But
I
that's
mean,
how you
come
see
on,
him.
it's
I don't see him as
ridiculous.
that, though. I don't see him as that. He doesn't parade himself around like a hero, though. The media does that.
No, he's trying. Which, I mean, if I was him, I would probably try to profit off the situation as well. He's got his 10 minutes to make it. Why not?
10 minutes? He was
He's
on
all
trial. He might have went to jail for the rest of his life.
That boy is A-okay.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't disagree with anything that kid did, but just
Oh.
the whole like
Dude.
put him on a pedestal thing just sours me.
And that's the
to no
media's
end.
fault. I don't think Kyle Rittenhouse himself is putting himself on the pedestal.
No, but he's taking advantage of it.
Oh,
Goddamn
fuck
right.
it. Yeah.
Goddamn
I don't
right.
blame him for that.
Hell no.
He
Well,
was
he's a
facing
dumb
charges.
kid that shouldn't have been in that situation in the
He's a
first
kid.
place.
Keyword kid.
Yeah, his
So
parents
when we
should
were
be.
all,
His
So,
parents should have been the
Steve,
one on trial.
you were a dumb kid.
His
Yeah.
parents should have
Had
been the ones
better-
crying, saying that we should have never have dropped our young son off in that situation.
give me
We
a
should have
break.
never have done that.
I agree with Aped
That's
on this one.
that's what should have happened. Not that
Wah,
poor kid up on stage.
wah.
Smoke
That's what
Steve,
should
you
have
would never put your let's just say you have a son. You would
Yeah.
never let your son do that shit.
Yeah, you got some
Well,
high
of
power
course not.
automatic
I mean,
weapon
what
or
the
half
Well, that's
hell?
what I'm
semi
saying.
semi-automatic weapon, and we're gonna go let you.
You're going to
drop you
put
off.
him. Yeah,
Well, I
Give me a
mean,
You're
we're
gonna
not-
let it-
we're
you're gonna
not
hand
in
him a
time of
rock.
war here. I don't know what the
you're
hell
going to
they were
hand him
thinking.
a rock to throw at a hornet's nest. That's what you're going to do.
Well, it depends how far the nest was.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I mean, come on. hornet's nest. I
If
hate
that kid
fucking
was you,
hornets.
Smoke Steve, that situation wouldn't have happened. It was because he was an 18-year-old kid and he looked like he was 16
17.
that they were like, I'm gonna jack this kid for his. Well, I can't believe this kid's running around here with that weapon.
Yeah, and
I'm
that's
gonna jack him.
Not
when he
all.
No,
used-
if you were
when
running
he
around there,
used
they would
that
have been like.
rifle.
No.
He
If you were
defended
running around
himself
there, they would have been
legally.
like, "Man, I'm not gonna touch that dude. Look
But
at him. He's got that weapon in his arms."
The Black
Yeah.
There's
Lives
no
Matter.
place for some little kid to be.
Black
parents
Lives
should never
Matter.
have
He
dropped him
wasn't
off
a
there.
little kid.
Yes, he was a little kid.
No, he wasn't.
Come
a
on,
little kid.
You
He
don't
was
just-
17.
You-
Brittle
look.
kid.
You don't like the day before your 18th birthday become 18, and you're
stop.
like you go from being a little kid to being an
little
adult. It
kid
don't
is
happen
like,
like that.
12.
Yeah, little
He
kid's
was
12.
he was okay. Here. He was too young to be in that situation with that firearm.
He
Now-
needed some. He needed parents, maybe.
Thank
better
God he
parents.
had it to beat off those defenders and smack and
Oh,
shoot
Jesus
their arm
Christ.
off.
Okay, but he shouldn't have never been in that predicament with.
Yeah, but he was, and he had that rifle legally to defend himself.
Well,
I
Yeah, but if
agree.
he was
I
never
agree. I
there,
agree.
nothing would have happened.
Oh,
Dude,
no,
you
well,
can't defend these people who are chasing him down. They were some fucking
I'm not
dirtbags.
defending him.
No,
I'm just saying
no,
that
no.
his presence caused them for their actions.
No, their actions of chasing him caused them to be.
How about their
Yeah,
being
but it was his.
misunderstanding?
He
Wait.
instigated it by being
Time out.
there.
Time out.
No,
when
I
he-
disagree. They
No, no.
instigated by initiating.
No, because
the
I
chase.
just said because if you were standing there with that same weapon, the situation would not have happened.
No,
It was
I
because he was a
disagree.
young kid.
Doesn't
Let's-
make any
It would
sense.
never have happened.
Let's get the
Spoke Steve,
facts.
if you were standing
Let's-
there, what are you like 6'2",
6'1".
6'1"?
Pussy.
You're standing there with what do you have? An AR-15 or whatever it was called?
He
I don't
doesn't
know
have
what
no
yeah.
weapons.
AR-11.
Yeah, it was a fighter jet he had in his arms.
Yeah, totally.
You would it would never have happened. It would those guys would have never approached you in the same way. It only happened because he was a younger kid with that weapon in his
I
arm.
disagree. There were
No
some.
way.
There were.
I
There
mean,
were.
I
there were
can't be
dissonant-
100%.
How about
I
this?
can't be 100% about my. I'm
There
gonna
were
admit that
dissonance
there's no
there
way I
from what-
can know.
When
You-
they saw
for
him,
sure.
they attacked because
Well,
he was carrying a rifle. They
no.
attacked.
He did no.
They would have
that's
been
not
like,
the
this
fucking
dude's
fact.
got that gun in his arms. I'm not even gonna think
First
about
off-
it. You're
first off-
intimidating. He's not intimidating.
You guys got it
At
all
all.
wrong. You guys got it all wrong. All right, I don't believe the kid should be in the protest. I think he was lawfully allowed to do what he did. The section that I saw, but when after he shot and supposedly defended himself, which I hope he did.
Yeah, he
You
should.
don't have video of it. When he started running away towards the police, there was people yelling, he just shot and killed somebody. And you have a group of people that did not see what happened. So automatically inside, they're thinking this guy's a loose cannon. Now, I'm not a man. I'm a pussy. I would just avoid the kid.
Of course.
But some people thought, well, why are you saying of course? That's fucked up. But
No, I
Um,
would too. I would never approach
but
anybody
you have-
with a gun in a
But
shooting.
Right.
if you didn't understand what happened and you just had people run up to you and straight out say, he shot somebody, not knowing the context behind it, when you want to try to disable that person,
No, I would be more thinking about getting my kids away.
well, no, not saying kids. You're there. You're 20.
No, I
How old's
wouldn't.
the guy?
I wouldn't take somebody on who
23
had a
years old.
gun if I was unarmed. I would be.
I would
thinking-
take cover. I would take cover. Is what
I
would do.
agree with you, but if you're in the moment and you're like, we got to get
No,
this
I
guy
would
down,
escape, evade.
but that's what happened. A lot of people.
If I was at
don't-
if
lot
I
of
was at
people
a
don't think that.
if I was at a gas station and some dude like pulled a pistol out, I would think about and I was behind him. I fear that I would think about trying to take
Well, that's
control.
why
of
you would
him.
pull your own gun out and be like, "What the fuck's up?"
No, but seriously, I do think. But in that situation where he's out in the open and he's got a rifle, a high-powered rifle in his arms, no, I would not want to disarm.
Well, what
him
happens if
in
you have
any
a
way.
gun? What happens if you have a handgun? Like the third,
Oh, I would take cover and
victim.
shoot him.
the third victim,
I would
like,
shoot him.
he didn't die. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people can judge by what they hear, but at the same time, the the second event that happened that night, where people didn't even know the context behind it, and they only heard he shot and killed somebody. They think he's a racist, whatever you want to call him. If you could detain him one way with a skateboard, I think that's stupid. Or with actually a real handgun with a shy trigger finger, I would call, because Kyle Rittenhouse should have been shot and killed there when the third guy showed up, fourth guy. If you guys watched the video,
Yeah, but he sucked. His pistol was garbage.
absolutely. But
He
I'm
has
just
no
putting
trigger
I want you to put
awareness.
yourself in their shoes. Then that's how I live my life. Put yourself in someone else's shoes.
Meh.
Those three, well, I don't know exactly what they know, but those other three people that were involved, maybe they didn't know what was really behind what happened the first event.
Well, if you were there and you saw him shoot the guy, you would have saw the other guy charging him.
Ooh. What, you mean the first guy?
Either of the two people he shot, they
Well, it
were
seemed to me he was
He shot three
defending
people,
himself.
and he
so
shot 4 shots.
he
what's the
shot three
problem?
people.
What's the problem with
Shot
him
3
defending
people.
himself?
Yeah, he was
No,
always defending himself.
No, I am a strong component when it comes to defending
Proponent.
yourself.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No, I'm joking. No, but I'm
Who's
just
the-
saying, you don't know, and you're just going off people's words that he shot and killed somebody, and automatically you hear that you're in a protest. You say you see this kid that's obviously not with everybody. This kid's just going around shooting and killing people
He
because
was-
they disagree with him.
I don't think if in the situation, I don't think I would ever shoot on somebody unless I saw them
No,
raise
no.
their firearm and aim it
Which
at
he
somebody
did.
that was
Gun discipline.
aim it at
discipline.
somebody that was unwarranted to be shot. Like if I saw
Well-
him just indiscriminately raise his and see somebody running away and he's going to shoot him, then I would shoot him. But if somebody's charging at the dude and he raises his rifle to kill them, I'm not going to kill him.
Yes.
Well,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
No, I know where you're coming from, but I'm thinking of
And
a
then
different mindset.
afterwards, I'm not going to just because somebody said he shot someone, I'm not going to kill some guy that's running with a rifle.
Well, that's why you should be.
I'm
allowed-
gonna sit there with aimed on him until he
Oh,
raises it to
I
kill
don't like
somebody
that
else.
either, but that's why you should be a
Yeah,
responsible
you-
gun owner.
You're kind of creating this bizarre scenario where you're this sniper for these guys who are randomly killing people there.
Here's how I'll put it.
Who I
If
am?
I was at a mall and there was an active gun shooter, I know that I keep in my car something that I could defend with.
A heater. You got yourself.
I'm
a
not
little
saying
heater.
nothing because YouTube, I don't want them taking anything I have, but
Well, it's not going to take
You're-
anything you.
I'm not running out to
that
my
popular
car.
YouTube channel that you're on.
Yeah,
No, fucking
what
smoke
we're
seeds
gonna
gonna
have
blow up.
one- They might take one view away. I
But
mean,
here's my question: if
I
you're in a
have
mall,
5.
how about this? If you're in a crowded space like a mall or a parade,
mall.
okay, a mall, and there's an active shooter, you're able to get out to your car, and you know for a fact inside your car you have something you could defend. Well, go and grab and go back inside to eliminate the target. Would you do that?
If my daughter was in the car and my wife was
Exactly.
in the car, I would
no,
hightail
car inside
I-
the mall. Inside the mall.
now if my daughter and wife were in the car, I would leave. If my
Oh,
daughter
yes,
and
yes.
wife were in the mall, I would go in.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And what
that's
kind of
that's what I'd
problems
say.
could that exist when local authorities show up and all that? You're a plainclothes person with a gun.
Well, I'm not worried about that.
Why you're not worried about that? You're wielding a gun with plain clothes during an active
Yeah, but his
shooter.
wife and kid are in there somewhere. That they could be shot, so he wants to eliminate the
Yeah, I'm
the
gonna go
target.
I'm going in after.
But
them, no matter what.
could the police confuse you with somebody else?
Of course, happens all.
And
the
Yeah.
what
time.
happens to you?
But you're not gonna in that moment. I don't think you're gonna think about that. You're gonna think that that
You-
person's trying to kill my kid, and my daughter, or
Yes.
my daughter and my
Well,
wife.
that's
and
why I was getting.
I want to
at.
eliminate that person. That's all.
You're
I'm
going to
gonna
run
care
back
about.
in, but you're not going to be holding a gun in your hand, correct?
if there's an active shooter and
No,
indiscriminately going around killing people, yeah.
And this is why I want training done, because people would do stupid shit like that, and a officer would just light you up.
So that's fine. I'm gonna take that chance. I'm gonna put myself on the line.
Well, you should,
because I'm not cared about getting killed myself. I'm caring about killing the person that possibly could kill my son and my wife.
Absolutely.
So I'm only gonna be concerned about them. So I'm gonna be armed in case they come around a corner and I'm not expecting them, and they're gonna blast my ass away.
This is what I mean about gun control and being able to get a gun. Is you were going to do that. You're going to run in there with a gun in your hand.
Right.
Police don't know who the fuck you are, and they're going to light you up.
Potentially.
The training, potentially, yes, correct. If my kids were in my kids and wife were in there, I would get my gun, put it in my holster, run inside, follow the gunshots, obviously, and try to eliminate the target myself, knowing my presence of police. And that's where I
wouldn't even think about the police, to be honest with you.
That's what I mean.
I'm just guessing because if I was in the situation, I could feel totally.
That's
different.
what I mean when we talk what we're talking about currently, or at the beginning with gun control, is training of how to handle situations.
See, I don't know. I think you should have your gun ready to blast that motherfucker whenever.
So
he shows
you think you should hold?
I mean, until we have a problem with civilians being, unproportionately being killed by police because they were trying to stop the shooter, which seems like it never happens. I can't ever remember that happening. I can remember a lot of times when there was some shooter in some situation where he was killing people he shouldn't be killing. But I can't ever remember where some dude was trying to protect his family, going back and trying to kill the guy unfortunately got killed because the cops thought he was the shooter. It never happens.
I don't think I ever saw an article about that, but that should be still something trained. Like, you don't want people that, and the reason I bring this up is because I got in a huge fight with someone I like, one of my friends, with mass shootings in schools, that every teacher should have a gun. And I fucking lost my mind about that, because
that's so stupid.
Yes. And even trying to argue to his down to his points is, I know. Police, we know a couple officers is they go in when they go in those situations, not in Texas, which is unfortunate. They go in to eliminate the threats. Now, if you have 6 people walking around with guns, what's going to happen? And that's where I come from in this. Maybe I did go off base with bringing that question up, but that's where I was coming off of.
There's no other questions to have.
I don't think teachers should have guns. If anything, you have marked officers in schools for those problems.
What do you think, Smoke Steve? Should teachers be armed?
Some.
Really? Guns in the classroom, or where? What are we talking about?
Yeah, some.
So where's the guns?
You think there's like a quota where so many of them should be, and if there's not enough, that you got to force one of the teachers to look? You're going to have to pick up the slack here and be armed, because the last 3 classrooms, none of them are armed, and it's your turn.
I think it could be a credit to something to add to their resume, that they could be armed, and that would be a check mark. That would maybe give them $1 an hour more or whatever.
No.
$2, maybe 3.
Because they are holding a gun.
Yeah.
But no. That's not what I'm asking. I'm more asking for the teachers that
should be paid more.
Carry a gun.
Teachers who can carry.
Where do we keep the gun in the classroom?
Incentive.
Yeah.
Where do we keep the gun in the classroom?
Holster right on their hip.
Okay. So
with the kids seeing that,
Yes.
You're fine with the
Well,
kids
they have to
seeing
dress appropriately to hide the bulge.
that.
Okay. And then what's the protocol if there's a active school shooting going on? Are they supposed to go and try to
They
eliminate
should
the
have
target?
They should have a spot where they can like set their class behind them, and then they could stand guard with their pistol.
Okay, so you're
What
for
about the
them
room
lock-
next to him? What about the room next to him where the teacher she's not getting $2
Well,
an
they're
hour
shit out of
more?
luck, dude. They're shit out
No,
of luck.
fuck. They're not getting paid, and now they're out of luck. God damn it.
What are you gonna do? Some
So-
80-year-old lady isn't gonna be able to handle that shit. But like, if it was me
Alright.
and I was like the English teacher, I'd be like, all right,
But here we go. Smoke
I'll run
Steve,
this.
I don't know what your if you carry or what your feelings about guns are, but what is the worst thing you can do to someone that feels unsafe, untrained with guns?
What is the worst thing? What is this? Some kind of a test?
No. I'm just being real. The worst thing to do is to give them a gun. So should they be penalized for not wanting to carry a gun? And I just want to know what the
No,
protocol.
yeah. It's only the ones who like. Can
So we're only
handle it.
protecting out of a class. I'm not going to my school.
What
Let's
if you
just
got
say
school-
there's
if you got-
500. Oh, no, that's too much. Let's just
Probably
say
about
there's 60
25.
classes.
25% of the classes.
But how do you determine that?
Well, what about all the veterans? Can't these guys handle guns? They
So we're
can-
talking about armed security now. Then.
So we should have unqualified veterans teach our kids.
Well, should be able to shoot.
Oh yes.
So-
Well, what if you have a school? What if you have a school? Okay, what if you have a school like in some rural town America where you got like you only got like a half a dozen teachers in the whole school. It's a small school.
Maybe
They're
with
all
them-
old. They're all old.
Maybe with them, you don't give them any.
They do a
real
great
vets.
job though. They do a great job though. These
Yeah,
old
I
women.
mean, maybe with them, you don't give them many real shooters, but the ones in like downtown Chicago, you give a couple of Marines that had a couple tours in Fallujah, so they actually are kicking, like,
Fallujah.
serious fucking teachers, that could really fuck some shit up if it comes down to it.
All right. Well, how
So
about
you have
this?
to
Let's see.
assign the proper place. If it's Middletown, America, give them some fucking whatever people, couple
How about
22s.
Well,
maybe
this Texas, this Uvalde was a
That you
little
can't put
town
that there.
in Texas.
Cannot put that in there. That is
Well,
a
Uvalde-
weird case.
I don't know anything about it. I wasn't there, so it's not.
Well,
Well, it's like a little town in Texas, so they didn't have like Marines as their English.
no, they
teacher.
had what are they called? Bodie.
Border collies.
control.
They had border collies.
They did.
This is terrible. We shouldn't be joking about that.
Okay. So this is my understanding with you, Smoke Steve, that
Yes.
which I agree with to a point, that if anybody's willing to carry a gun on them, teacher wise, that they stand back and protect their classrooms, but they're not going out and trying to eliminate the threat.
Correct.
Okay. I stand with you on that one.
Yes.
If there's a teacher that wants to carry, then I don't know if I have a problem with them.
I just don't like guns in the
Carrying.
classroom.
But like if you're gonna force like there's a quota where so many teachers have to have guns, I just don't know what I feel about that.
Essentially, you gave no answer.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, he said he doesn't know what he feels about one thing. He doesn't know what he feels about the other.
No,
And-
I don't think I'm okay with if you make it where teachers can carry guns if they want to.
Yes.
Okay, so they carry a gun.
They
But
got a
then
big gun.
if you have it to where there needs to be so many teachers per so many classes that have to carry a gun, how you enforce that is what I don't think I'm okay with. I don't think that you're going to be
What
in
about trying to
situations.
protect the children? Why are you
Yeah, but you're
worried
gonna
so
be-
much about the teachers?
How many
You're going to
children
be in a
can you
situation
protect?
where you're going to have to force a teacher. You're going to have to tell them, hey, you're going to have to, because Mrs. Clarkson next door to you is 80 years old. We can't count on her for carrying this weapon.
Yeah, she sucks.
So you're going to have to pick
What
up
a
the
bitch.
slack.
Yeah.
and you're Mr. Lip, and you have to carry a gun. And I'm
I
gonna
don't
tell
trust
you,
Mr. Lip with a
you're
gun
gonna
now.
carry a gun every day, and I don't think that's right.
No. Let's back up. Do you Smoke Steve?
Yes.
All right, there's 20 classes. How many teachers should have guns, or how many teachers that feel comfortable with guns?
Let's say in a 6th grade class where there's 20, you're saying how many?
Yeah, it's 20 classrooms. 20 classrooms.
I'm gonna say all.
How about this? How about we eliminate that
You're full
altogether?
of shit, is what you
All
are.
right. How about we eliminate that all? Would you feel comfortable with teachers having guns or guards, armed guards having guns? That
It
could
depends
eliminate
on
the
the
threat before it can get into a classroom, like we
Dude,
saw.
it depends on the
unfortunately.
teacher. If you have somebody who came in from the military, I would say them all day long.
There's no military
you-
teachers though.
Occasionally,
Yeah, not
I
many.
never had military.
Maybe a gym teacher.
once there was one once.
Okay. So we're talking about 1 out of 20 classrooms now.
All right. So yeah, I would say, give the teachers the guns. They can fuck shit up.
Or should we?
But you're gonna make them. You're gonna make them carry, is what you're saying.
Or should we make our schools like prisons and put gates out front with barbed wire and not let
Yes,
anybody in?
Yes.
That's how I correct the solution there.
Perfect.
Even with parents, though, how you feel
Yes.
about being a parent?
No,
How do you get your kid out of school? How do you drop off a lunch bag that they forgot?
you're screwed. No fucking lunch bag. You're done.
Okay, I like that. I do like that, though.
I mean, lock the
I'm not trying to
doors.
hop on you, but I'm just,
After seeing this thing in Uvalde with the guy outside,
dude, that's disgusting what happened there. And I don't
he found
think
his way in through.
there were so
fucking
many
door.
opportunities, and I held my breath on my opinion with that, what happened there, until I saw all the facts. And even if I didn't have a kid in that classroom, I couldn't not see me wearing the armor that they had on, going in and trying to eliminate the target, or better yet, have someone flank that target, which I don't understand how that didn't fucking happen when the classroom was wide open with glass.
Mhm.
So I agree with you on that. And that's just one of those cases that unfortunately we need to learn from going forward, even though I don't see that in my children's classes or
It's garbage
Schools.
because
schools.
these
And-
people lost a child.
No, little, yes. But on top of it, and it all came down to a school teacher that accidentally kept the key in the panic bar, and they were able to gain access. Even though that panic bar was unlocked, there was 3 windows they could have shoot out and put their hand in to open that door. But after that shoot-in, I already knew before, is I saw how my kids' schools were, just dropping a lunch bag off that they fucking forgot. I had to ring myself in, show my ID, and regardless, even me getting that access to that room, there was still 2 doors, locked doors, that access me to that school.
Mm.
But then again, fire exits are fire exits. You cannot lock them.
Exactly.
And teachers might use them, which should be a fire offense. But then you got kids in gym yard, like playing on the track, running track, playing tennis. We only can protect so much. But what we have there, we need to protect as much as we can.
Jesus.
But I rather have security and protocols like my kid's school in place than what happened there.
Of course. Makes complete and total sense.
But when it comes down to gun control laws, I really think there should be courses, gun safety, and all that shit. Banning assault rifles aren't not going to stop the problem. And that's how I feel. If anybody has a different opinion, feel free to say so.
Yeah, I don't think so. We're all right on the same boat as you.
Yes,
I
yeah.
agree.
I just disagree with AFED's philosophy
it's the stolen guns that's the problem.
But you believe, I thought you brought up in the past, is having a ID or a magnet chip in every bullet or something.
No, I said that
Okay.
I said that the way that the Second Amendment is that
Oh,
you can't track you can go after the firearm because they don't call it a firearm, they call it a, oh geez, I'm too drunk to make my argument here. You can't go after the ammunition.
and
And
ammunition is the most
so
important part
I
of the
said
gun.
at this point we should be to a place where you can not have DNA but have some type of component or something into
To track the bullet, the
to
ammunition.
track the bullet. Yeah, so you buy the bullet, the person that buys the ammunition should have their name attached to every ammunition that they buy. And I think that would even if it would decrease because if you have a stolen gun, you're going to go to like a Bass Pro Shops, and because I've been to Bass Pro Shops in our major, we have Cabela's and Bass Pro Shops, and
Absolutely.
you see these people that buying this ammunition that that they're not buying it for any hunting purposes.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
protection. I buy ammunition for protection.
Possibly, but the
What else am I
people
going to use
buying
it for? What
I'm
am
not
I
saying
going to use it for?
I'm not saying you. I'm saying when I'm at a Cabela's or Bass Pro Shops, I see questionable people buying ammunition there.
But when you also
And-
have a president running his fucking mouth saying they're going to ban this and ban this, guess what happens? Gun sales go up, ammunition goes up. You'll see that too.
I mean, yeah.
Well,
I don't
I'm
know if
just
that
being
has anything
real.
to do with what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I know, I understand. But I'm just saying. So with Smoke
fuck?
Steve's like, I can't. He's like, I'm too wasted. I cannot take it anymore.
This ass will be back. but-
So I'll finish my what I'm saying
for
is what I'm saying is if you buy ammunition and it has some tracking to your purchase,
It
then
was
you're
easy.
less likely for that to be used in a nefarious situation.
And then we fall into the black.
Oh, there he
arm.
is.
We fall
Sorry.
into the same problems that were going on in America today. That most guns are, as English bottle cap would say, stolen guns a problem. Yes, it's a very big problem. And then, what can you do with that ammunition? You can steal that. You can manipulate it too.
You can, but is that the same percentage of the there's
With
so
mass
many people.
shootings,
There's
with mass
so many.
shootings. When we're talking about
Like-
mass shootings, and this is a
I'm gonna
good
put a percentage on it. Okay, let's say
Shoot it.
80% of the people that are killed by guns in this, in the United States. All right, if you had some type of tracking device on the ammunition that
Absolutely.
was used to kill them,
They
that you could
actually
track
do
it back
have
to
a
the
thing.
purchaser. It would cut down on the amount of people getting killed. You
But-
cannot argue against that.
Here's the problem I have, and I don't know the stats. How many people are killed or shot with a unregistered gun these days? I don't know, and I don't know. I really don't know.
We're talking about ammunition, though.
But ammunition
Ammo.
can be
Like if you buy
manipulated
ammo, if you
just
buy
like a gun.
let's
I
say
can-
if you buy, I understand that.
If you're
I
stealing
understand
my
that, but
gun, you're stealing my ammo, though.
I understand that, but you're talking about such a small percentage that you could track back. Like if let's say the
Shoot.
system that I have in mind goes into place, right? And you buy ammunition, and somehow it is trackable, right? So like the bullet you shoot, each bullet has some type of identification in it that can be tracked back to the person that purchased that bullet. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I totally understand.
Okay. So
But
if it's stolen
ballistics-
from you, you tell, the government or whoever, hey, look, this ammunition was stolen from me. You should be responsible enough when you buy ammunition, it's something that could kill somebody, that you should be responsible enough to know if it's stolen from you. Do you agree with that? Do you agree
Here's
with
the-
that? Just answer the question.
God
you
damn,
buy
I
something
agree
that could
with
kill
it,
somebody-
but I see the circumstances behind
Okay,
it.
I
though.
understand. So if it gets stolen from you, you should be able
Well,
to
you
report
The
that to
gun
the
to kill
authorities.
somebody.
But
The
here's my
ammunition
other
is-
thing.
I'm only talking about ammunition. If you go
What
buy,
happens if
I
you
don't care
make
if you
your own
I
ammo?
don't. Let's say you don't even have a gun. You just go buy some ammunition, and you
You
know
can
each
make
one of
your
those
own ammo.
bullets, each
Yeah,
one of those
I don't
bullets
get your
comes back
point.
to you. Each one of those bullets comes back to you.
And this
The
is my
ones you just
problem
bought.
with you.
You
the
buy
live-
You buy 50
Starting
bullets.
now.
Each one of
Starting now.
those.
We're talking about starting now.
But you don't want to listen
But
to
how
what
much-
I'm saying.
Smoke? No. Oh, I almost call you Smoke Steve. Sorry. Hey, Philip. How much ammo's out there that's not registered right now?
I'm not talking about the.
Oh,
But
we're not talking about that now. So
I'm
you're
talking about I'm
a
talking about
starting
what's
step.
sold tomorrow.
starting step.
I'm talking about what's sold tomorrow.
I'm gonna end it.
Starting tomorrow.
That's fine. But I'm just saying, what happens people that have